They told you money comes from hard work. They told you it comes from saving every penny. They told you it comes from someone giving you a chance. They were wrong. The truth is, money is born in a place you've never been told about, a place you can't see with your eyes, but you live in it every single day. Right now, there are unseen forces shaping your bank account, for better or for worse, and you've been activating them without even knowing it. There's a hidden law that turns your thoughts into cold, hard cash, and another that turns them into bills and debt. And both are working in your life right now. What you're about to hear is not a motivational trick. It's not theory. It's a spiritual law, and once you understand it, you can make money flow to you in ways that seem impossible to others. Stay with me until the end, because if you miss even one part of this, you'll keep wondering why you work so hard and still feel stuck. But if you catch it all, you'll know exactly how to turn a single thought into a fortune. Beloved, I tell you plainly, money is not born in the bank, it is born in the unseen. The check is only the shadow. The true substance is shaped first in thought, in faith, in the secret decree of your heart. I have watched people chase coins in the outer and lose them because they would not honor the law within. Hear me, the invisible is the womb of the visible. If you wish to change the purse, you must first change the pattern. I do not ask you to strain or beg. I ask you to agree with divine law. Your thought is a mold, your word is the stamp, and your feeling is the seal that sends it into the fourth dimension to be made ready. When you say, I am provided for now, and you feel it to be true, you have given the architects of the unseen their instruction. When you mutter, I never have enough, you have given them a different order. The law is exact. It delivers the shape you insist upon. You say, Florence, my account is low. I answer, your account is only a photograph of yesterday's thinking. Will you keep framing the same picture, or will you develop a new negative and let a new print appear? Do not decorate scarcity with clever excuses. Replace it. Speak after me. All that is mine by divine right now appears under grace in perfect ways. I see it, I feel it, I receive it. Do not recite like a parrot. Decree like a sovereign. Your word is your wand. You ask, how shall I begin? Begin by housekeeping your speech. I sweep away 3 phrases from your tongue. One day, if I'm lucky, and I can't afford, these are moths that eat holes in your substance. Trade them for living words, now, by divine right, under grace, and when fear knocks, do not open the door with conversation. Answer with a decree. Let fear find you busy issuing orders to your good. I once looked upon a woman who rehearsed her bills like a sorrowful lullaby, and the bills multiplied exactly as she sang them. I taught her to change her song. Each morning she blessed her accounts, blessed her work, blessed those who owed her, and blessed those she owed, then declared, divine substance now flows in avalanches of abundance. I give thanks that it is done. Her tune changed, and so did her totals. The music of your mouth arranges the figures. Train your imagination as you would train a fine servant. Send it ahead to prepare rooms of plenty. Picture the amount you require, but picture it without nervous clutching. I do not license grasping, I license knowing. Knowing says, it is already prepared for me. Knowing walks as if the path is open, and the path opens because knowing walked it. Anxiety is a faulty architect. It draws crooked houses. Faith draws mansions. Do not wait for the world to agree before you agree with God. Many will say, be realistic. by which they mean remain limited. I say, be lawful align with the highest law, and let reality rise to meet it. When you decree from the end, you pull the end forward. When you speak from the middle of the muddle, you extend the muddle. Choose your address, the finished place or the unfinished problem. Keep a sanctuary of quiet within your day. Sit still the body, and breathe as if your lungs are filling with wealth itself. Whisper, I am one with the infinite supply. Feel the chair supporting you, and let that physical support remind you that spiritual support is more certain still. In that certainty, name your good and thank it for arriving through perfect channels, some expected, some delightfully unexpected. Thanksgiving is faith's fragrance. It proves you believe the gift is already in the house. If you backslide, do not scold yourself. Correct yourself. Return to the decree without drama. It is mine now by divine right. Consistency, not intensity, turns the invisible wheel. A steady drip carves the stone. A steady word carves your world. Guard your mouth when you are tired, for fatigue hires fear to speak for you. Better to be silent than to hire the wrong messenger. I will leave you with this living formula and keep it in your breath as you move. I think abundance, I feel abundance. I speak abundance, therefore abundance appears. Under grace in perfect ways. Hold to this like a compass, and watch the outer scene rearrange itself to match your inner decree. And now, having honored the birthplace of money, we proceed to shape its blueprint, so that what you have conceived in spirit may take precise form in your affairs. Beloved, before a single coin touches your palm, before a single note sings in your account, the pattern of it is already drawn within you. Your thoughts are the blueprints of your fortune. You cannot build a palace from a plan for a shack, and yet many wonder why their lives are small, while their mental drawings are cramped and poor. The law cannot erect in matter what you have not first constructed in mind. I tell you, every sustained thought is a line upon the great plan of your life. Your words add dimension, your feelings add color, and your unwavering faith seals the design. When the plan is complete in the unseen, the visible begins its work. But if you tear down the scaffolding with doubt, if you redraw the rooms smaller with fear, the builders must stop. The invisible waits on your decision. I have seen people affirm abundance in the morning and shrink from it by nightfall. They open their prayer with faith and close their conversation with worry. This is like an architect who spends the day drafting a beautiful hall only to erase it before the ink dries. How then shall the house be built? The law builds what you keep before it, not what you occasionally imagine. If you would have a fortune, you must give the law a fortune to work from. I am not speaking of greed. I am speaking of rightful inheritance, health, freedom, joy, and provision in abundance. These are your divine birthrights. Draw them boldly in thought. See them so clearly that your inner picture is more convincing than your outer circumstances. When you speak, speak as one reading the completed plan. I see the rooms of my prosperity. They are spacious and filled with light. My storehouses are full. My table is set. Speak it with gratitude, for thanksgiving proves you have already received it. This gratitude is mortar for the walls of your fortune. Without it, the structure will not stand. Do not trouble yourself with how the law will build. The carpenter of the unseen does not need your hammer. It needs your vision. Keep the plan pure. Keep it detailed in essence, if not in form. If you cannot see the whole palace, see one beautiful door, one wide window, one room filled with plenty. Hold it until the form grows around it, Let this truth keep you alert as you walk. The image you hold most faithfully is the one that will step out of the invisible into your days. If you carry a cramped picture of life, you will live in cramped conditions. If you carry a picture of generous space and perfect supply, you will walk into rooms prepared exactly so. Choose your blueprints with care, for you are both the dreamer and the draftsman. And when the picture tries to shrink, when the old designs of lack return, take up your pen of thought and redraw them at once. Declare, "This is not my plan. My plan is abundance by divine right, under grace." Each time you return to the vision, you strengthen its lines until the day the invisible hands you the keys to what you have drawn. Now that you understand the drawing, we go to the soil itself, where poverty and wealth grow side by side, waiting for the gardener's choice. Beloved, the soil of the unseen is always ready. It does not argue. It does not choose for you. It waits for the seed you drop into it, and then it multiplies that seed according to its kind. Poverty and wealth are both grown in the same soil. The same sun that ripens the apple will ripen the thorn. The same rain that feeds the wheat will feed the weed. The law is no respecter of persons. It will grow whatever you tend. Many think they are victims of some outer decree, but I tell you, the decree begins in the mind. Each thought you rehearse, each word you repeat, each feeling you dwell upon, these are seeds. Some plant lack by constantly telling of what they do not have. Others plant plenty by speaking only of what is theirs by divine right. The law does not stop to judge between them. It simply says, as you sow, so shall you reap. If you have been living in scarcity, you have not been cursed. You have been consistent. You have faithfully watered the seed of lack with fear, complaint, and worry, and the soil has yielded exactly what you tended. But you may change the crop at any moment. The field is always ready for a new planting. When you plant praise, gratitude, and confident expectation, you set a new harvest in motion. The old plants will wither for lack of attention, and the new will grow strong under your care. I say to you, guard the gate of your garden. Do not let every stray seed find its way into your field. When a thought of shortage knocks, do not let it in to lodge and root itself. Answer it at once with a decree. All that is mine by divine right is now released and reaches me in perfect ways. I do not plant fear, I plant faith. I do not plant doubt, I plant abundance. Let these words be the tools with which you tend your soil daily, and be watchful, for some seeds come disguised. Self-pity may dress itself as honesty, complaining may call itself just telling the truth, but the soil hears only the vibration, not the excuse. If it is the vibration of lack, lack will grow. If it is the vibration of wealth, wealth will grow. That is why I tell you to speak only from the end you desire, for your words are water, and the field will drink deeply of them. Keep this awareness alive in your spirit. The law grows whatever you feed it. Your field is never empty, it is always producing. Every day you are either adding to the crop of plenty or the crop of want. Choose the seed deliberately, tend it faithfully, and in due season you will harvest according to your planting. And now, knowing that the soil will shape itself to your seed, we must speak of the mold, the mental form that determines the exact size and shape of the supply that flows to you. Beloved, hear me. The shape of your belief is the shape of your blessing. You cannot pour a fortune into a mind molded like a thimble. The law will not overflow your capacity, it will match it. If you hold just enough, in consciousness, just enough, will appear at your door like a punctual guest. If you hold overflow in consciousness, overflow will come with its bags packed. This is not favoritism, it is form. Divine substance takes the pattern you provide. Your thought is the mold, your word is the stamp, and your feeling is the seal. When you decree, all that is mine by divine right now appears under grace in perfect ways, you carve a generous vessel in the unseen. When you mutter, things never work for me, you pinch the vessel narrow and wonder why only drops arrive. Do not beg the river to run wider while you keep a narrow channel. Widen the channel. I do not ask you to strain, I ask you to agree. The moment you change the mold, the flow changes its shape to fit it. Practice this without drama. Sit in quiet, breathe, and see yourself as one who can comfortably hold the sum you desire. Not grasping holding. If you tremble at the figure you claim, you are telling the law your vessel is thin. So strengthen it with gentle repetition. I receive with ease. I handle with wisdom. I circulate with joy. Ease thickens the walls of your mold. Fear makes them collapse. Train your tongue to keep the edges of the mold true. Words are not descriptions, they are measurements. When you say, I'm always short, you are measuring your vessel small. Replace it at once. My supply is exact and abundant. I am perfectly provided for now. Guard your casual speech, for idle words warp the rim. I would rather you be silent than speak against your own container. Silence harms nothing. Contradiction buckles the form. See how this works with purchases, with giving, with receiving. If you bless another's prosperity, you expand your own circumference. Envy squeezes the mold tight, blessing stretches it. Give a little with joy, and you tell the law, I can handle more. Receive with gratitude, and you tell the law, there is room here for increase. Your conduct is the proof of capacity. Walk, write, and speak like a wise steward, and the law will entrust you with larger measures. I counseled a woman who always asked for a little extra to make ends meet. Her mold was precise, a little extra, and life obeyed. When an opportunity came for a higher, paying role, she felt unworthy, and her tongue betrayed her. That number is too big for me. The offer shrank, the door closed softly. I set her to daily decree, it is safe for me to handle larger sums. I am guided, capable, and calm. By divine right, perfect compensation now reaches me. She rehearsed not the money, but the capacity. Weeks later, a different door opened with the very figure that once frightened her, and she received it without a tremor, for her mold had been made strong. If fear visits, do not entertain it with tea and conversation. Acknowledge it and then return to the pattern. Under grace, I am a generous, capable vessel. Substance fills the form I hold. If doubt whispers, do not argue, decree. The law does not take minutes, it takes measurements. Keep measuring wide. See your accounts balanced and blessed. See your obligations met in perfect ways, with surplus singing at the edges. Picture yourself distributing funds with serenity, giving thanks before and after. Thanksgiving is the warm hand that holds the mold steady while the blessing pours. Do not demand the how, keep the how much, and the how I hold it, clear. The carpenter of the unseen requires your specifications, not your tools. You provide the pattern, the law provides the timber. If your picture wavers, strengthen it gently, not with strain but with certainty. This is normal for me. Increase fits me. I and my supply are well matched. And as you keep the vessel true by thought, by word, by feeling, you will notice the flow conforming, the figures settling into place, the channels widening of their own accord, not because you chased them, but because you finally held a form worthy of what you asked to receive. Speak now as if the money is already in your hand, already in your account, already serving its perfect purpose in your life. The law hears you in the present tense. It does not recognize one day, or when it happens. When you say, I will have, you push your good into a tomorrow that never arrives. When you say, I have now, I receive now, it blesses me now, you pull it into the eternal present where all manifestation begins. This is not pretense. This is participation in the divine process. I tell you, your word is the command, your feeling is the proof, and your faith is the key that opens the invisible storehouse. Guard your tongue as you would guard a vault, for every sentence is currency in the unseen. Careless words of lack are like counterfeit coins. They look harmless, but they bankrupt your supply. When you complain, you are writing orders to the law to delay your blessing. When you speak from the place of already having, you are authorizing its immediate release. Choose your speech as you would choose the company you keep. Do not entertain phrases that diminish your inheritance. Your decree must match the image you hold in mind. If you see abundance but speak fear, the law receives mixed instructions and weights. It will not deliver until your thought, word, and feeling agree. This is why I teach you to say, all that is mine by divine right is now released and reaches me in perfect ways. Each word is precise. Divine right removes struggle, now, fixes the time to the present, perfect ways, opens the best and safest channels. Let such words live in your mouth until they are your native language. Do not speak of lack even in jest, for the law is literal. It does not understand sarcasm, it understands vibration. If you joke about being broke, you are planting seeds of want in the garden of your affairs. Replace every jest of shortage with a declaration of plenty, not to impress others, but to impress the truth upon yourself. The more you speak it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more the unseen moves to make it so. When doubt creeps in, do not argue with it, replace it. Doubt is a trespasser. It has no right to dwell in your thought world unless you give it lodging. If it whispers, it's not here yet. Answer at once, it is here now, on the way to me in perfect order. This keeps your inner atmosphere clear and ready for reception. Remember, your feeling seals the decree. Say the words until you feel their truth, and the feeling will magnetize the form. Keep this reminder alive in you as you speak. Use the present tense, match your words to your vision, guard against casual contradiction, feel the reality of your decree, and know that every sentence is a living order to the unseen. When you hold to this discipline, your speech becomes a golden thread that draws your supply from the invisible into the visible. Let your day be framed with this power. In the morning, before you touch the world, speak as one who already lives in the answer. Throughout the day, correct every slip into lack, language. In the evening, seal it again with thanksgiving, for gratitude is the language of the fulfilled. This is the steady work, not frantic, not strained, but consistent. And as you persist in speaking from the place of already having, you will watch the outer conditions bend to match your inner decree. For the law cannot resist a word spoken in faith, held in feeling, and confirmed in the now. Beloved, understand this. The invisible realm is instant, but the visible moves in perfect order. The moment you speak your word in faith, it is finished in spirit. It is whole, it is complete, it is yours. In the fourth dimension, nothing is missing. Yet you live in a world of time, and here things appear in sequence. This is not delay. It is the unfolding. Many lose heart because they cannot see the bridge being built. They look at the water and say, nothing is happening. But the bridge is rising with every faithful thought, every steadfast word, every refusal to contradict your decree. The law does not hesitate. The instant you plant the seed, the life of the tree begins. You cannot see the roots, but they are taking hold. You cannot feel the trunk growing, but it is pushing toward the light. And here is what I tell you. Your supply, your opportunity, your answer is already rooted in the unseen. You do not dig it up to check it. You water it with praise. You keep the soil of your mind clear of weeds, and you let divine timing do its work. Do not confuse the gradual with the absent. Many declare they're good, then look around the next morning for evidence. When they do not see it, they say, it is not working, and with those words they cut the seedling at its base. The law is exact. It does not reward impatience. It responds to certainty. If you speak your word and then act as though nothing has happened, you prove to the law that you do not believe. And the law always delivers according to belief. You must act as if your decree has already been fulfilled. If you have declared wealth, walk with the composure of one who is abundantly supplied. If you have called in right work, rise in the morning as though the appointment is already set. The outer follows the inner, it does not lead it. The invisible is always first cause. That is why I tell you, stay in the vibration of having, not in the longing for. Longing keeps it distant, having draws it close. I teach the prayer, this or something better under grace in perfect ways. Why? Because it keeps you open to the highest channel. Many demand their good arrive through one person, one path, one plan, and in doing so they shut the door on the faster, better way. The law is not limited to your methods. It works through all methods. Hold your desire firmly, but hold the channel lightly. Let this truth stay alive in you. The moment you asked in faith, the substance of your good was prepared. You are not waiting for it to be made. You are allowing the path for it to reach you to be arranged. The arrangement may require movement in places you cannot see. People making decisions, situations shifting, opportunities aligning. This is the divine choreography, and it is always on time. If fear whispers, it is taking too long. Answer at once. Divine timing is never late. My good is moving toward me now, and I am moving toward it. This keeps the channel clear. If doubt says it is not here, reply, it is here now in the unseen, and it is showing itself in perfect order. Keep your language in harmony with the truth, and the truth will shape the outer to match it. So walk in assurance, not in agitation. The unseen has already said yes, the visible is simply catching up. Hold your word steady, hold your feeling steady, and hold your vision steady. When the outer and inner meet, it will appear as though it came suddenly, but you will know it has been here all along. Beloved, hear me well. Love is the adhesive that holds wealth together. Without love, money slips through the fingers like sand, no matter how much is gathered. Love is not sentiment. It is the vibration of harmony, the spirit of giving and receiving without fear. Where there is love, there is a sense of plenty. Where there is resentment or greed, the channel's close. You may earn a fortune by force or cunning, but if love is absent, the law will scatter it, for only that which is held in harmony can remain. Love and money are of the same divine substance, both are forms of energy that must flow. When you resent another's wealth, you dam the river that could have flowed to you. When you bless another's increase, You expand your own capacity to receive. The law is simple. What you bless, blesses you. What you curse, moves away from you. I tell you, fill your mind with thoughts of goodwill toward all. When you pay a bill, bless the hands it goes to and the service it represents. When you receive payment, bless the one who gave it and the work it honors. In this way you weave threads of love into every transaction, and those threads will bind your supply to you in perfect security. If you handle money with fear, you make it restless. If you handle it with gratitude and joy, you make it faithful. I once counseled a man who always feared his earnings would vanish. Every payday he would rush to count and guard it, speaking often of keeping it safe, but feeling constant dread. I told him, "You have tied your money to fear, and fear is a poor guardian." I gave him a new practice. Each time he received money, he was to hold it for a moment, bless it, and declare, "You are welcome here. You circulate and return to me multiplied, under grace, in perfect ways." Within months his finances steadied. Unexpected returns came from past investments, and for the first time in years his account grew without strain. He had replaced the glue of fear with the adhesive of love. So I say to you, if you wish to keep what you gain and multiply it, let love be in every dealing. Bless the flow in and the flow out. Praise the source, praise the channel, praise the purpose it serves. Love cleanses the channels of supply and keeps them clear. Love is the magnet that not only draws your good, but holds it fast without chains, for in love there is no need to grip. In love, what is yours stays by choice, not by force. Beloved, you are the architect of the unseen that becomes the seen. Every structure of your life, every condition in your affairs, has first been drawn in the secret chambers of thought. Nothing comes to you uninvited. It arrives because you sketched the invitation in your mind, stamped it with your words, and sealed it with your feelings. The outer world is the building site. The inner world is the drafting table. If you are displeased with what you see around you, it is not the bricks that need changing, but the plan. The law is exact and impartial. It does not question whether your design is wise or foolish. It simply builds according to the pattern you present. Many live in cramped rooms of limitation because their inner drawings are small. They dare not add the grand hall of abundance or the wide window of opportunity. So the builders of the unseen give them what they have allowed. If you want more light, you must first draw a bigger window in thought. If you want more space, you must first remove the inner walls of fear and doubt. When I speak of being the architect, I mean you must take full authority over your mental house. You choose the layout, you choose the materials. The materials are your beliefs, your assumptions, your persistent images. Poor materials make a poor structure, no matter how noble the wish. If you continually imagine bills, losses, and delays, you are using rotted timber in your foundation. If you continually imagine checks, gifts, and perfect timing, you are using the finest stone. An architect does not design once and then forget. They review, refine, and adjust until the plan is sound. So must you. If an unwanted image tries to creep into your design, remove it at once and replace it with the one you desire. Do not leave the blueprint unattended. An idle mind is an open drafting table where fear will gladly scribble its own designs. Keep your plan before you daily. See the forms of wealth, health, and happiness as already standing in your world, complete and ready for you to walk into. Understand this, the inner design determines the outer detail. You cannot expect the builders to guess your wish. They build exactly what you show them. If your picture is vague, your result will be vague. If your picture is precise and clear, your result will be precise and clear. Hold your vision steady, not as a hope, but as an accomplished fact, and the invisible will translate it into form with mathematical certainty. Beloved, you have now walked with me through 8 living laws, each one a golden key to unlock the vault of your divine supply. You have learned that money is not born in the bank, but in the unseen, and that your thoughts are the blueprints from which your fortune is built. You have seen that poverty and wealth grow in the same soil, and it is you who decides the seed. You understand now that the mold you hold in mind shapes the size of your blessing, and that your words spoken as if you already have are the orders that bring it forth. You know the unseen answers instantly, while the seen unfolds in perfect timing, and you have felt the truth that love is the adhesive that holds wealth together. And finally, you have claimed your role as the architect of the unseen, knowing that what you design within must appear without. This is not theory, this is law. The law does not sleep, and it does not falter. It builds according to what you dare to think, to say, to feel, and to hold without wavering. If you will live these principles, not as a passing inspiration, but as your daily practice, you will watch your life rearrange itself in ways you could never plan by human reason. So I call you now to act. Begin today, this very hour, by speaking your word in the present tense, with love in your heart and certainty in your tone. Bless every channel, every hand, every flow of supply. Choose your thoughts with the same care you would choose the stones for a great cathedral, for you are building the house you will live in tomorrow. Refuse to speak against your own good. Refuse to design for lack. Stand as the sovereign of your inner world, and let the outer world obey. If these words have stirred something in you, do not let them fade. Write your decree, speak it aloud, and share this truth so others may build alongside you. Comment below with your affirmation for today. Let it be known, and let us agree together in faith. Like this message to seal it in your heart, and subscribe so we may continue to walk in these laws, building not just wealth, but a life held in grace, in order, and in divine abundance. For what you hold now in mind is already yours in spirit, and it will appear under grace in perfect ways.
There is a currency you are spending every single moment of every single day, and it has nothing to do with the numbers in your bank account. It is the currency of your attention, of your belief, of your spoken and unspoken word. And where you spend this currency, where you invest this deep internal capital, determines everything about the money that flows to you or from you. It dictates whether your life feels like a riverbed, cracked and dry, or an ocean, vast and endlessly supplied. We have been taught to see money as a thing, as paper, as metal, as digits on a screen. We have been taught to see it as a master to be served, a beast to be tamed, a prize to be won through struggle and sacrifice. We chase it. We fear it. We hoard it. We resent it. We worship it. We build our lives around its perceived presence or its perceived absence. But this is a profound misunderstanding of its nature, a misunderstanding that keeps you running on a wheel of your own making. The great spiritual teacher Florence Scovel Shinn spoke a truth that cuts through all of this confusion. She said, "God is the source of your supply. His supply is limitless and immediate, and it is your divine right to have all you need." Let this land in you. not as a pretty sentiment, but as a fundamental law of the universe. Like gravity, money is not the source. Your job is not the source. The economy is not the source. The source is the infinite, intelligent, loving energy of life itself, the creative spirit that breathes the stars into being and animates your very cells. That is the source, and it is limitless. Money is simply a symbol. It is an effect. It is a current of energy that has been made visible. It is a servant, designed to respond to your command. It is divine substance, responding to the shape of your consciousness. Think of it like water. The universe is an infinite ocean of supply. It never runs out. Your consciousness, your core beliefs about yourself, about life, about what you deserve, is the vessel you bring to this ocean. You can bring a thimble, you can bring a cup, you can bring a bucket, or you can stand at the shore and realize you are not separate from the ocean at all. You are made of the same water, and you can command the tides. The ocean does not judge the size of your vessel. It simply fills what you bring. The universe does not withhold. It simply reflects. So, the great question of your financial life is not, how do I get more money? The true question is, what vessel am I bringing to the ocean? What is the shape of my consciousness? Let's be honest with ourselves in this quiet, sacred space. Let's look at the beliefs we have carried, often unconsciously, that have shaped the vessel we hold. Perhaps you recognize the woman who lives in a state of perpetual anxiety. She wakes up, and the first thing she feels is a knot in her stomach, a low hum of dread. She checks her bank account compulsively, as if staring at it will change the numbers. Every email notification might be a bill, every phone call a demand. She speaks the language of lack as her native tongue. I can't afford that. That's too expensive. There's never enough. I have to save every penny for a rainy day. And so, the universe, in its infinite and impersonal love, faithfully delivers to her a reality that matches her words. A rainy day always comes. An unexpected expense always appears just as she gets a little ahead. A raise at work is immediately swallowed by a broken appliance or a sudden repair. She is holding a thimble, riddled with holes of fear, and she wonders why it never stays full. She is spending her divine currency of attention and belief on the reality of not enough. And life, like a perfect mirror, reflects not enough back to her. Her hands are clenched into a fist, trying to hold on to what little she has, and a closed fist cannot receive. Or perhaps you recognize the woman who lives with a quiet, corrosive guilt. When someone gives her a beautiful gift, her first thought is, "Oh, you shouldn't have. This is too much." When she receives a bonus, she feels an immediate, uncomfortable pressure, a sense that she doesn't truly deserve it, that it was a fluke, a mistake. She minimizes her abundance. She explains it away. If someone offers to pay for her dinner, she feels indebted, as if she now owes them something she can never quite repay. She is uncomfortable with ease. She believes deep in the bedrock of her soul that her worth is tied to her struggle. So when abundance arrives with grace, without a fight, it feels foreign, unearned, illegitimate. She is telling the universe, I am not a worthy vessel for this level of good. She is communicating, through her emotional response, this makes me uncomfortable. Please don't send it again. And the universe, which only wants to bring you what aligns with your true signal, begins to slow the flow. The gifts become smaller, the opportunities less frequent, not as a punishment, but in response to her own broadcast. She is holding a beautiful cup, but she believes it is meant for someone else, and so she keeps tipping it over, pouring its contents onto the ground. And then there is the woman who is deeply spiritual. She meditates. She is kind. She is devoted to her inner growth. But she holds a secret, painful belief that desire is wrong, that wanting money is greedy or unevolved. She has created a false dichotomy in her mind. God or money, spirit or substance. She tells herself noble stories about the virtue of poverty. She romanticizes the starving artist. She looks at wealthy people with a subtle judgment, a quiet superiority, telling herself, I am above all that. But this, too, is a form of lack consciousness. It is a belief system that denies the wholeness of life. It is an attempt to make God small, to suggest that the creator of galaxies, of peacock feathers, of sprawling, lush rainforests, somehow wants his beloved children to live in a state of self-imposed limitation, to believe that the source of all opulence is offended by your desire for beauty, for freedom, for the ability to give generously, for the peace of mind that comes with knowing all your needs are met. This is the most subtle trap of all, using spirituality as a justification for scarcity. She has built a dam between herself and the ocean of supply, and she has labeled that dam enlightenment. She does not realize that true spirituality is not about denying the material world, but about infusing it with the light of spiritual truth, the truth that supply is infinite, and you are worthy of it all. Look at these patterns. Feel them without judgment, with a deep and profound compassion for the woman you have been. Because here is the great empowering revelation, the moment of your awakening. You have been using this law perfectly all along. Your power has been working flawlessly. The belief in lack has produced a perfect harvest of lack. The belief in guilt has produced a perfect reflection of unworthiness. The belief in the unspirituality of wealth has produced a perfect reality of just enough to get by. Do you see? You are not broken. You are not a victim. You are not powerless. You are a master manifester. You are an astonishingly powerful creator who has simply been creating from a blueprint of limitation. And the same power that has so faithfully created what you do not want can now be consciously, deliberately, and lovingly redirected to create everything you do want. This is not a moment for shame. This is the moment you reclaim your power. It is the moment you walk into the control room of your own mind, look at the switches and levers, and realize you have been in charge the entire time. You just didn't know it. Now you know. And everything is about to change. So how do we begin? How do we change the blueprint? How do we expand the vessel? We do it not with struggle, but with sacred practice, with gentle, consistent, and deliberate choices. And now we begin. Not with pressure, not with force, but with presence. Here are 3 simple, sacred steps to begin rewriting your law of supply. The first step is the clearing of accounts. So much of our energy around money is tangled up in the past. Debts we owe, debts others owe us. Financial mistakes we replay in our minds, punishing ourselves over and over. This is all dead weight. It is static in the channel. Today we clear it all. Find a quiet moment, close your eyes, and speak these words, or words that feel true to you, into the silence of your own heart. I now forgive all debts. I release every person, every institution, every circumstance that I have ever believed owes me anything. I wipe the slate clean. All accounts are settled in the mind of God. I release them and I let them go. They are free, and I am free. Feel that. Now turn that grace inward. I now forgive myself for every financial mistake I have ever made, for every perceived failure, for every moment of fear. I was doing the best I could with the consciousness I had at the time. I release all self-blame, all guilt, and all regret. I am washed clean by grace. My account with myself is settled. I am free. Breathe that in. You cannot build a new temple of abundance on a foundation of old resentment and guilt. This step clears the ground. The second step is the active word. Your words are wands. They are commands sent out into the ether, shaping the substance around you. You must become a vigilant guardian of the words you speak about money, prosperity, and supply. You must stop animating the monster of lack with your language. This requires gentle awareness. When you find yourself about to say, "I can't afford it," catch it and choose a new truth. Try this instead. "I choose not to purchase that right now. My money is flowing toward other powerful investments." Or, "I see that beautiful thing, and I affirm that divine supply can bring it to me if it is mine by divine right." Instead of saying, "This is so expensive," say, "I give thanks for the value this represents." When a bill arrives, do not greet it with dread. Look at it and say, "I give thanks for this opportunity to circulate divine substance. I bless this bill, and I see it paid in full." You are flipping a circuit in your mind. You are moving from the language of the victim to the language of the master. You are no longer describing a reality of lack. You are commanding a reality of abundance. The third step is the grateful outflow. The universe operates on circulation. Stagnant energy creates disease. Hoarding creates poverty. The flow must go out for the flow to come in. You must learn to give, and the amount does not matter. It is the consciousness behind the giving that does the work. When you leave a tip, leave it with a blessing. See it in your mind's eye multiplying for the person who receives it. Feel the joy of being a channel for good. When you buy groceries, give thanks for the abundance of the earth, for the hands that harvested it, for the ability to nourish your body. When you give a gift, release it completely. Let it be a true offering with no energetic strings of expectation attached. Every time money leaves your hand, bless it. Say, "I release you with joy and love. Go out and bless the world and return to me pressed down, shaken together, and running over." You are changing your relationship with spending. It is no longer a loss. It is a sacred act of seeding. You are demonstrating your faith in the infinite, inexhaustible ocean of supply. You are signaling to the universe, "I know there is more where that came from." To anchor these practices deep within your subconscious mind, where the real creative work is done, use the power of affirmation. Speak these truths over yourself in the morning, in the evening, in moments of doubt. Say with me, in the quiet of your heart, "My supply is infinite, flowing to me from an inexhaustible source. I am a magnet for divine riches, and I give thanks for my overflowing good." Feel the truth of this one. I release all fear of lack and impress upon my subconscious mind the reality of abundance. Every channel is free, every bill is paid, my ship comes in over a calm sea. And embody this deep knowing. I am a perfect child of God, and I am worthy of all the richness, beauty, and joy that life has to offer. I spend in peace and plenty. Let this pure faith rush through you. Divine supply knows no delay. My good is rushing to me now. And declare this new law of being. I do not chase, I align. I do not beg, I command. I do not fear, I remember. Now, a word of loving encouragement for the journey ahead. As you begin this work, you may not see dramatic outer changes overnight. In fact, you may experience a period of discomfort. This is not a sign of failure. It is a profound sign of success. Imagine you have lived in a house your whole life with faulty, ancient wiring. The lights have always been dim, and they flicker constantly. Now, you have decided to rewire the entire house. As the electrician begins to pull out the old frayed wires and install new, powerful circuits, what happens? The power might go out completely for a time. Sparks might fly. It might seem darker and more chaotic than before. You might be tempted to say, "This isn't working. It was better before." But the one who understands the process knows this is a necessary phase. The old must be dismantled before the new can be activated. Your old consciousness of lack is that faulty wiring. As you pull it out through your new awareness, your new words, your new practices, it will fight back. Old fears may surface with a surprising intensity. You might even see a temporary contraction in your finances. This is the death rattle of the old pattern. Do not be afraid. Stand firm in your new truth. Know that you are clearing the channel. You are installing a system that is designed to handle a current of light, of abundance, of power that you have never experienced before. Be patient with the germination. When you plant a seed in the earth, you do not dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust the process. You water the soil. You know that life is at work in the darkness, preparing for a magnificent emergence into the light. Trust the process within you. The truth is, you are not broken. You have never been separate from your good. You have only been dreaming that you were. And today, right now, in this moment, you are waking up. You are remembering the truth of who you are. You are not a beggar, pleading with a stingy universe for scraps. You are the beloved heir to an infinite kingdom, and the key to that kingdom is not outside of you. It is your own consciousness. It is the belief you hold in your heart. Today, a choice is before you. You can continue to believe the old, tired story of scarcity, the story that you are small and life is hard and there is never enough. Or you can pick up the pen. You can stand in your power as the writer, the lawgiver of your own experience. And you can write a new law upon your heart, a law of abundance, a law of ease, a law of grace, a law of divine inheritance. The choice is yours. It has always been yours. Leave a comment below and declare it for yourself, for the universe, for the woman you are becoming. Write, my supply is my own consciousness. Speak it into being. Anchor it in this world. And now, take one final deep breath and ask yourself with profound honesty, what is the one story about money you are ready to release right now in this moment? And what truth are you choosing to embody instead?
Money is not a thing. It is a vibration, a current, a flowing stream of energy that responds to the note we play within ourselves. Every thought we think is a signal sent into the invisible. Every word we speak is a decree stamped into the ethers. The moment we speak in harmony with abundance, the wealth of the universe begins its journey toward us. To be the frequency of money is not to chase it, but to become the note to which it cannot help but respond. The mind is the tuning fork. When it vibrates in harmony with lack, the music of shortage plays in our lives. When it vibrates in harmony with prosperity, all things begin to move in our favor. There is no accident, no randomness in this. It is law. Money is not loyal to the desperate. It is drawn to the assured. It comes not to those who plead, but to those who already see it in their possession. Those who know themselves as its rightful companion. To be the frequency of money is to stand in quiet certainty, knowing that all substance comes from the one source, and that source is infinite. The coins in your pocket, the bills in your purse, the gold in the vault, the numbers in the bank account, all are simply expressions of the same unending current. They are the shadow cast by an invisible sun of abundance. You do not beg the sun to shine, you step into its light. So it is with money. You align with its warmth, and it pours over you without effort. Poverty is not conquered with toil alone, it is dissolved by a change in vibration. You cannot plant weeds of fear and expect a harvest of plenty. The soil of the mind must be cleared, and the seed of abundance sown with unwavering faith. Faith is the golden bridge from the unseen to the seen. When you walk upon it, you no longer wonder how the money will come. You simply know it will. The how belongs to the infinite. The yes belongs to you. Money loves joy. It is drawn to those who walk lightly, who release resentment, who speak of others' prosperity with delight instead of envy. Envy closes the channel, praise opens it wide. When you can rejoice in another's gain, you prove that you trust the infinite storehouse from which all blessings come. There is no competition in the realm of spirit. What is yours cannot be withheld, and what is withheld was never yours to begin with. Words are your tools. Speak of wealth as if it were already here. Speak of opportunities as if they were already present. Let your conversation be rich, your imagination be lavish, and your actions be confident. In this way you instruct the unseen to take form in your favor. Every statement of lack is a seed of more lack. Every declaration of abundance is a magnetic call to riches. I am the frequency of the money, because I live in the certainty that all supply is already mine in the invisible. My thought tunes the current. My faith directs the flow, my words carve the channel, and my gratitude keeps it full. Money is vibration, not pursuit. This is the first and most vital truth for anyone seeking to understand the nature of wealth and abundance. Most people have been taught from an early age that money is something you must chase, earn through strain, or acquire only through the slow grind of labor. They see it as a distant prize to be won through competition or as a reward for enough effort. But this is the misunderstanding that keeps it elusive. Money, like all things in this universe, is made of energy, and energy responds to resonance. It does not answer to desperation, it answers to alignment. When we say that money is vibration, we mean that it carries its own energetic frequency, just as sound, light, and emotion do. This frequency is matched by states of mind, beliefs, and feelings within us. When your inner vibration is tuned to wealth, you naturally and magnetically draw money into your life without strain. When your vibration is tuned to lack, money becomes a stranger, no matter how hard you reach for it. The real work, then, is not to chase money, but to become the kind of person to whom money flows freely. Someone whose mental and emotional state is in harmony with prosperity itself. Chasing money is like chasing your own shadow. The more you lunge for it, the more it slips out of reach, because the act of pursuit signals to the universe that you do not yet have it. This signal of not having is a vibration of lack, and the law of resonance ensures you receive more of what you radiate. To live as the vibration of money is to know it is already part of your reality in the invisible realm, simply awaiting manifestation. You act as though it is present now, and in doing so, you call it into the visible world. Think of a radio receiver. It does not run around the city trying to find the station it wants. It stays still, adjusting its dial until it locks into the exact frequency of the broadcast. When the frequency matches, the music plays clearly. You, too, are a receiver. If you wish to tune in to money, you must adjust the dial of your thoughts, feelings, and expectations until they match the experience of already having wealth. This means releasing fear, distrust, and doubt, for they are static on the line. It means cultivating gratitude, certainty, and joy, for they are the clearest channels through which abundance can flow. Money's vibration is one of circulation, flow, and generosity. It does not thrive in the clenched fist. When you are afraid to let it go, you are signaling that you do not believe more will come, and this fear lowers your frequency. On the other hand, when you spend or give with ease, knowing that money is like the tide, always returning, you align with its natural rhythm. You do not need to hold on to it desperately. You simply remain in the stream, knowing more is on the way. Your body knows vibration. It is the language of your cells. When you feel abundant, your heart rate, breathing, and posture shift. You walk differently, speak differently, and others can sense it. This is not arrogance. It is confidence born from inner alignment. People, opportunities, and ideas begin to arrange themselves around you as if guided by unseen hands. This is why some seem to attract wealth without effort. They have learned, consciously or unconsciously, to match the frequency of prosperity. This is also why two people can work the same hours in the same field, yet one struggles while the other thrives. The difference is not in the hours or even the skills, but in the inner signal they broadcast. The struggling one may carry unspoken beliefs that money is scarce, hard to get, or unsafe to hold. These beliefs create a vibration that repels opportunities, even if the person is doing all the right things outwardly. The thriving one carries a deep, unquestioned knowing that money is abundant, that it comes easily, and that there is more than enough. This belief creates a vibration that draws the right people, the right deals, and the right moments to them effortlessly. To become the vibration of money, you must first recognize where your own frequency currently stands. This means paying close attention to your habitual thoughts and emotions about money. Do you feel tension, resentment, or anxiety when the subject comes up? Do you speak about it with frustration, or with delight and possibility? Every word you speak carries vibration. Every emotion you dwell on is like striking a tuning fork that sends ripples into the unseen. The vibration you hold most often is the one that will echo back into your experience. Visualizing money is not about wishing for it in the future. It is about experiencing the feeling of already having it now. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. It responds to the emotional tone you generate. If you consistently dwell in the feeling of plenty, your vibration shifts, and the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match. This is the magnetic principle at work. You cannot help but attract that which is in tune with your dominant vibration. Money's vibration is also rooted in trust. Trust that the source of all supply is infinite. Trust that your needs will be met. Trust that every outflow will be replaced with greater inflow. Without this trust, the fear of loss or scarcity will cloud your frequency and interrupt the flow. Trust clears the path. It tells the universe, I am ready to receive. I am ready to circulate. I am in harmony with abundance. And the universe always answers a clear, unwavering tone. When you see money as vibration, you stop looking at it as something separate from yourself. You stop measuring your worth by the numbers in your account, because you understand those numbers are simply the physical reflection of your current inner state. Change the state, and the numbers will follow. The true work is in tending to your inner atmosphere, keeping it tuned to gratitude, joy, confidence, and certainty. In this way, you remain a clear channel for the frequency of money, and the need to chase disappears entirely. Faith bridges unseen supply to seen wealth. This truth is the foundation upon which all manifestation rests. Because everything you desire already exists in the invisible realm before it can appear in the tangible. The world you touch and see is only the final stage of creation. The first stage is always invisible, existing in thought, belief, and energetic form. Faith is the force that allows you to cross the gap between what is not yet seen and what is ready to take shape in your physical reality. Without faith, the bridge remains unfinished, and the supply that is yours by divine right cannot travel to you. The unseen supply is limitless. It is the infinite storehouse of ideas, opportunities, resources, and channels of provision. It has no boundaries and no scarcity. There is no limit to the number of ways wealth can come into your life. Yet the human mind often tries to confine it to one or two possible routes. Faith is what dissolves those mental limitations and opens you to receive from unexpected sources. Money is not a thing. It is a vibration, a current, a flowing stream of energy that responds to the note we play within ourselves. Every thought we think is a signal sent into the invisible. Every word we speak is a decree stamped into the ethers. The moment we speak in harmony with abundance, the wealth of the universe begins its journey toward us. To be the frequency of money is not to chase it, but to become the note to which it cannot help but respond. The mind is the tuning fork. When it vibrates in harmony with lack, the music of shortage plays in our lives. When it vibrates in harmony with prosperity, all things begin to move in our favor. There is no accident, no randomness in this. It is law. Money is not loyal to the desperate, it is drawn to the assured. It comes not to those who plead, but to those who already see it in their possession. Those who know themselves as its rightful companion. To be the frequency of money is to stand in quiet certainty, knowing that all substance comes from the one source, and that source is infinite. The coins in your pocket, the bills in your purse, the gold in the vault, the numbers in the bank account, all are simply expressions of the same unending current. They are the shadow cast by an invisible sun of abundance. You do not beg the sun to shine, you step into its light. So it is with money. You align with its warmth, and it pours over you without effort. Poverty is not conquered with toil alone, it is dissolved by a change in vibration. You cannot plant weeds of fear and expect a harvest of plenty. The soil of the mind must be cleared, and the seed of abundance sown with unwavering faith. Faith is the golden bridge from the unseen to the seen. When you walk upon it, you no longer wonder how the money will come. You simply know it will. The how belongs to the infinite. The yes belongs to you. Money loves joy. It is drawn to those who walk lightly, who release resentment, who speak of others' prosperity with delight instead of envy. Envy closes the channel, praise opens it wide. When you can rejoice in another's gain, you prove that you trust the infinite storehouse from which all blessings come. There is no competition in the realm of spirit. What is yours cannot be withheld, and what is withheld was never yours to begin with. Words are your tools. Speak of wealth as if it were already here. Speak of opportunities as if they were already present. Let your conversation be rich, your imagination be lavish, and your actions be confident. In this way you instruct the unseen to take form in your favor. Every statement of lack is a seed of more lack. Every declaration of abundance is a magnetic call to riches. I am the frequency of the money because I live in the certainty that all supply is already mine in the invisible. My thought tunes the current. My faith directs the flow, my words carve the channel, and my gratitude keeps it full. Money is vibration, not pursuit. This is the first and most vital truth for anyone seeking to understand the nature of wealth and abundance. Most people have been taught from an early age that money is something you must chase, earn through strain, or acquire only through the slow grind of labor. They see it as a distant prize to be won through competition or as a reward for enough effort. But this is the misunderstanding that keeps it elusive. Money, like all things in this universe, is made of energy, and energy responds to resonance. It does not answer to desperation, it answers to alignment. When we say that money is vibration, we mean that it carries its own energetic frequency, just as sound, light, and emotion do. This frequency is matched by states of mind, beliefs, and feelings within us. When your inner vibration is tuned to wealth, you naturally and magnetically draw money into your life without strain. When your vibration is tuned to lack, money becomes a stranger, no matter how hard you reach for it. The real work, then, is not to chase money, but to become the kind of person to whom money flows freely. Someone whose mental and emotional state is in harmony with prosperity itself. Chasing money is like chasing your own shadow. The more you lunge for it, the more it slips out of reach, because the act of pursuit signals to the universe that you do not yet have it. This signal of not having is a vibration of lack, and the law of resonance ensures you receive more of what you radiate. To live as the vibration of money is to know it is already part of your reality in the invisible realm, simply awaiting manifestation. You act as though it is present now, and in doing so, you call it into the visible world. Think of a radio receiver. It does not run around the city trying to find the station it wants. It stays still, adjusting its dial until it locks into the exact frequency of the broadcast. When the frequency matches, the music plays clearly. You, too, are a receiver. If you wish to tune in to money, you must adjust the dial of your thoughts, feelings, and expectations until they match the experience of already having wealth. This means releasing fear, distrust, and doubt, for they are static on the line. It means cultivating gratitude, certainty, and joy, for they are the clearest channels through which abundance can flow. Money's vibration is one of circulation, flow, and generosity. It does not thrive in the clenched fist. When you are afraid to let it go, you are signaling that you do not believe more will come, and this fear lowers your frequency. On the other hand, when you spend or give with ease, knowing that money is like the tide, always returning, you align with its natural rhythm. You do not need to hold on to it desperately. You simply remain in the stream, knowing more is on the way. Your body knows vibration. It is the language of your cells. When you feel abundant, your heart rate, breathing, and posture shift. You walk differently, speak differently, and others can sense it. This is not arrogance. It is confidence born from inner alignment. People, opportunities, and ideas begin to arrange themselves around you as if guided by unseen hands. This is why some seem to attract wealth without effort. They have learned, consciously or unconsciously, to match the frequency of prosperity. This is also why two people can work the same hours in the same field, yet one struggles while the other thrives. The difference is not in the hours or even the skills, but in the inner signal they broadcast. The struggling one may carry unspoken beliefs that money is scarce, hard to get, or unsafe to hold. These beliefs create a vibration that repels opportunities, even if the person is doing all the right things outwardly. The thriving one carries a deep, unquestioned knowing that money is abundant, that it comes easily, and that there is more than enough. This belief creates a vibration that draws the right people, the right deals, and the right moments to them effortlessly. To become the vibration of money, you must first recognize where your own frequency currently stands. This means paying close attention to your habitual thoughts and emotions about money. Do you feel tension, resentment, or anxiety when the subject comes up? Do you speak about it with frustration, or with delight and possibility? Every word you speak carries vibration. Every emotion you dwell on is like striking a tuning fork that sends ripples into the unseen. The vibration you hold most often is the one that will echo back into your experience. Visualizing money is not about wishing for it in the future. It is about experiencing the feeling of already having it now. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. It responds to the emotional tone you generate. If you consistently dwell in the feeling of plenty, your vibration shifts, and the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match. This is the magnetic principle at work. You cannot help but attract that which is in tune with your dominant vibration. Money's vibration is also rooted in trust. Trust that the source of all supply is infinite. Trust that your needs will be met. Trust that every outflow will be replaced with greater inflow. Without this trust, the fear of loss or scarcity will cloud your frequency and interrupt the flow. Trust clears the path. It tells the universe, I am ready to receive. I am ready to circulate. I am in harmony with abundance. And the universe always answers a clear, unwavering tone. When you see money as vibration, you stop looking at it as something separate from yourself. You stop measuring your worth by the numbers in your account, because you understand those numbers are simply the physical reflection of your current inner state. Change the state, and the numbers will follow. The true work is in tending to your inner atmosphere, keeping it tuned to gratitude, joy, confidence, and certainty. In this way, you remain a clear channel for the frequency of money, and the need to chase disappears entirely. Faith bridges unseen supply to seen wealth. This truth is the foundation upon which all manifestation rests. Because everything you desire already exists in the invisible realm before it can appear in the tangible. The world you touch and see is only the final stage of creation. The first stage is always invisible, existing in thought, belief, and energetic form. Faith is the force that allows you to cross the gap between what is not yet seen and what is ready to take shape in your physical reality. Without faith, the bridge remains unfinished, and the supply that is yours by divine right cannot travel to you. The unseen supply is limitless. It is the infinite storehouse of ideas, opportunities, resources, and channels of provision. It has no boundaries and no scarcity. There is no limit to the number of ways wealth can come into your life. Yet the human mind often tries to confine it to one or two possible routes. Faith is what dissolves those mental limitations and opens you to receive from unexpected sources. When you trust that the supply exists even when you cannot see it, you allow it to move toward you by the most direct and harmonious path. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is not hope that something might happen if conditions are right. Faith is the inner knowing that what you have asked for is already yours in essence, and that the physical manifestation is simply catching up to your acceptance of it. It is certainty in motion, not hesitation in waiting. You do not stand on the shore staring across the river wondering if a bridge will appear. You step forward, confident that each plank will be laid beneath your feet as you go. In the same way, faith removes the need to control the how of your supply. When you believe only in what you can see, you are tempted to manipulate circumstances, push outcomes, and strain to make things happen. This strain is the opposite of faith. It signals that you trust only your limited power rather than the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all things. Faith says, I do not need to know the details. I only need to hold the vibration and the vision. The way will open at the right moment. And as you maintain that inner conviction, doors you did not even know existed begin to open. There is an invisible rhythm to life's supply, and faith tunes you to it. Without faith, you live by appearances alone. And appearances are often deceptive. You may see a dwindling bank account and assume that the supply is drying up, when in truth, the current is only shifting channels. Without faith, you panic and grasp at what you have, closing the door to the fresh inflow. With faith, you remain calm and receptive, allowing the new channel to form. This calm expectancy is a magnetic signal that draws resources, ideas, and helpers to you without force. Faith is also the antidote to fear. Fear says, what if it doesn't come? Faith says, it is already here. Fear contracts your energy, causing you to miss the opportunities that are right before you. Faith expands your awareness, allowing you to recognize and act on those opportunities. The two cannot live in the same space, one must yield to the other. Every time you choose to feed faith instead of fear, you strengthen the bridge from the unseen to the seen. It is easy to believe in supply when it is visible. The true test is believing when there is no sign at all. This is why faith is often cultivated in times of apparent lack. Those are the moments when you learn to walk the invisible bridge without a single plank in sight. When you persist in holding your vision despite outer evidence to the contrary, you are declaring that the unseen reality is more true to you than the temporary appearance of lack. That declaration shifts your vibration and begins to call the physical manifestation into being. Faith operates best when it is paired with gratitude. Gratitude affirms that you already have the thing in spirit, and faith carries that affirmation across the bridge into form. When you give thanks for the money, the opportunity, or the success before it arrives, you are acting as if the bridge is already complete. The act of gratitude is itself a statement of faith, and it quickens the manifestation process because it removes the vibration of waiting and replaces it with the vibration of having. The bridge of faith is not always built in straight lines. Sometimes your supply comes through channels you never anticipated, from people you did not know, or in forms you did not imagine. The human mind often expects wealth to arrive in a neat, direct package. But faith allows it to come in whatever way is best. You may believe you need a certain sum of money, and instead you receive the very thing you would have used that money to purchase. Faith accepts the supply in whatever form it takes, knowing the essence is the same. Doubt is like a missing plank in the bridge. It slows your crossing and weakens the structure. Every time you indulge in worry, you are stepping back from the bridge, making the journey longer. But every act of trust, every moment of confident expectation, lays another plank. Some people stop halfway, turning back because they cannot see the other side. Others keep moving, knowing that the bridge leads to solid ground, even if it is hidden by the mist. It is those who keep walking that discover the truth. The supply was always there, waiting for them to arrive. Faith also invites inspired action. It is not a passive sitting and waiting, but a state of readiness and willingness to act when the inner prompting comes. The unseen supply often travels through physical channels: jobs, clients, investments, creative ideas, and it is your role to respond when the opportunity appears. Without faith, you may dismiss these prompts, thinking they are too small, too risky, or unrelated. With faith, you recognize them as the first visible planks of your bridge, and you step onto them without hesitation. Every great fortune, every remarkable success, began with someone holding a vision in faith before the world could see it. The outer circumstances often looked unfavorable at the start. Yet the person kept walking, plank by plank, across the invisible bridge. They understood that the unseen supply was as real as the air they breathed, and that their faith was the force carrying it into form. They did not allow appearances to dictate their belief. They allowed their belief to dictate the appearance. Faith was the bridge, and they chose to cross it. Words decree financial reality. Every sentence you speak about money is not merely sound. It is a command to the unseen forces that shape your life. Your words carry vibration, and vibration is the language the universe understands. Whether whispered under your breath or declared loudly to others, each statement you make is like planting a seed in the fertile soil of creation. The seed will grow in the likeness of the words you spoke, for words are the blueprint from which reality takes form. When you speak lack, you build lack. When you speak abundance, you build abundance. There is no neutral speech. Every utterance sends forth an instruction, and the law of manifestation obeys without question. To say, "I can't afford it," is to decree that you cannot, and the universe will reflect that decree until you replace it. To say, "Money comes to me easily and often," is to set in motion a chain of events that aligns with that truth. The law does not pause to decide if you meant it or if you were joking. It takes your words at face value and works to fulfill them. This is why careless conversation is so costly. Many speak words of limitation out of habit, unaware that they are sealing those limitations into their experience. They repeat phrases inherited from parents, friends, or society without realizing they are signing invisible contracts with lack. Money doesn't grow on trees. Easy come, easy go. I'm always broke. Such statements may seem harmless in the moment, but they are orders to the creative forces around you, commanding them to keep you in that very condition. To decree abundance through words, you must speak as if the abundance already exists, even before you see it. This is not pretending. It is aligning your speech with the reality you choose to create rather than the reality you temporarily observe. Words spoken in the present tense carry the greatest power because they affirm that what you desire is already here. I am wealthy. I am richly supplied. Money flows to me from all directions. These are not idle affirmations but direct instructions to the invisible substance of the universe to organize itself in your favor. Your subconscious mind is always listening, taking your words as truth and adjusting your thoughts, feelings, and actions to match them. When you speak wealth, your subconscious begins to notice opportunities, people, and ideas that align with that vibration. It draws your attention to paths you would have overlooked in a state of lack. Conversely, when you speak limitation, your subconscious filters the world in a way that hides opportunities from you, because it is only following the orders you gave. Words not only shape your own mind, they also shape the way others interact with you. If you consistently speak of struggle and hardship, people will treat you accordingly, offering you less, expecting you to settle, and withholding opportunities they assume you cannot handle. If you consistently speak of prosperity and confidence, others will see you as someone of value and worth, worthy of greater pay, trust, and investment. The vibration of your words precedes you into every conversation, silently influencing the way the world responds. It is not enough to speak abundance only in private moments of affirmation while spending the rest of the day speaking worry and doubt. Your decree must be consistent, for the power of words is cumulative. Every time you speak in alignment with wealth, you strengthen the command. Every time you contradict it, you weaken the structure you are building. This is why discipline of speech is essential. You are the architect, and each word is a brick in the foundation of your financial reality. Gratitude amplifies the decree. When your words are filled with thanks for the money you have and the money on its way, you infuse your decree with emotional power. Gratitude is a declaration that you already possess the thing desired, and it signals to the universe that you are ready to receive more. Saying, "Thank you for my overflowing bank account," or "I am so grateful for the steady increase in my income," charges your words with the highest vibration, accelerating their manifestation. Your words also determine how you handle challenges. In times of financial strain, most people speak the problem repeatedly, giving it more life and power. They tell others how bad it is, they mutter complaints to themselves, and they repeat the story of lack until it becomes the only reality they can see. But the one who understands the creative power of words will instead speak solutions, provision, and restoration even in the midst of apparent shortage. They will declare, "Everything I need is on its way. I am supplied in perfect timing. My opportunities expand daily." These statements shift the vibration from despair to expectation, allowing the way forward to appear. It is also important to remember that the words you speak about others' money are decrees about your own. When you criticize or resent the wealth of another, you send out a vibration of disapproval toward abundance itself, and that vibration returns to you. Speaking blessing over another's prosperity affirms that you are aligned with the frequency of wealth, no matter who holds it in the moment. Saying, "I rejoice in their success, and I know mine is on the way," keeps your decree pure and free from the static of envy. Even silent words carry weight. The inner dialogue you keep about money is just as potent as the words you say aloud. If your speech is positive, but your inner thoughts are filled with doubt, the two signals will clash and slow your manifestation. Your decree must be whole, both spoken and internal, so that your vibration is steady and clear. Monitoring yourself, talk and replacing negative statements with affirmations of abundance is as crucial as guarding your spoken words. This practice does not mean you deny reality, it means you choose which reality to affirm. You can acknowledge that a bill has arrived without declaring, "I can't pay it." Instead, you can say, "This is already taken care of by the perfect supply." The bill is the present appearance. Your words are the command for the next appearance. What you decree now becomes the reality you will see next. Consistency is the mark of mastery. To hold your speech to a high vibration in moments of ease is simple. To hold it steady in moments of uncertainty is where the real shaping of your financial reality occurs. Each declaration of wealth in the face of lack is like striking a bell whose sound ripples outward, calling the unseen forces into formation. Eventually, the physical world must match the tone you have set. Your words are not casual, they are tools of creation. Every phrase about money is either building a bridge to greater wealth or erecting a wall that keeps it away. The universe listens without judgment, shaping your life according to the language you use. When you understand this, you speak with care, with certainty, and with the authority of one who knows that the spoken word is the first movement of manifestation. Joy and praise attract prosperity. The vibration you hold is a magnet, and nothing lifts your vibration more quickly or more purely than genuine joy and heartfelt praise. These are not fleeting moods that depend on outside events, they are deliberate states of being you can choose in any moment. When you dwell in joy, you are in harmony with the essence of abundance, for the energy of wealth is light, expansive, and flowing. When you express praise, you open channels for more of what you appreciate to flow toward you, because the universe responds to acknowledgement with multiplication. Joy is the atmosphere in which prosperity thrives. In the same way that certain plants require sunlight to flourish, the seeds of abundance need the warmth of joy to grow strong. Joy signals that you are already satisfied, that you trust life, and that you expect more good to come. It dissolves the vibration of worry, which is a barrier to supply, and replaces it with the vibration of ease, which invites supply. When you allow yourself to feel joy before the thing you desire arrives, you align with the feeling of already having it, and this alignment is the key to manifestation. Praise is the spoken form of joy, and it carries immense creative power. To praise something is to affirm its value, to give it attention infused with gratitude and admiration. When you praise the money you have, however small the amount, you give it a magnetic charge that calls for increase. When you praise the opportunities around you, you amplify their potential. Praise focuses your attention on what is working, what is growing, and what is possible, which keeps your vibration high and receptive. Many overlook the power of praise because they reserve it only for extraordinary moments. They wait until something remarkable happens before they express appreciation. Yet the true alchemy occurs when you praise the ordinary, when you find beauty and goodness in the smallest details of your life. This habit builds a steady current of gratitude that magnetizes more to be grateful for. Saying, "I am so thankful for the food before me," or "I rejoice in the roof over my head," sets the tone for larger blessings to enter. Joy and praise are also powerful antidotes to envy. Envy is a constricting force. It sends a signal that you believe there is not enough to go around, and in doing so, it pushes abundance away from you. But when you can genuinely celebrate another person's success, you prove to yourself and to the universe that you are aligned with the frequency of wealth, regardless of who currently possesses it. Saying, "I'm so glad they are thriving, and I know there is plenty for me as well," transforms the energy of envy into a magnet for your own prosperity. Joy is not dependent on perfect circumstances, it is a choice made in the present moment. You can choose to see the gift in a challenge, the lesson in a setback, and the opportunity in a delay. This choice keeps your vibration high even when appearances seem contrary to your desire. In such moments, joy becomes an act of faith, a declaration that you know good is still flowing toward you, unseen but inevitable. This vibration cannot help but attract conditions that match it, because like always attracts like. Praise strengthens faith by making it visible in words. When you declare, "I am grateful for the increase in my life," even before it appears, you are demonstrating trust in the unseen supply. This declaration becomes a decree, and the more you repeat it with genuine feeling, the more it takes root in your consciousness. Eventually, your outer world must conform to the inner state you have nurtured through consistent praise. The energy of joy is expansive, it makes you open, approachable, and magnetic. People are drawn to those who radiate joy because it uplifts them simply to be in that presence. Opportunities often come through people, and when your joy naturally attracts others to you, it also attracts the opportunities they carry. Business connections, collaborations, referrals, and acts of generosity often flow effortlessly toward those who maintain a joyful spirit. Praise also shifts your perception, and perception shapes your experience. When you focus on what is good and worthy of thanks, you train your mind to notice more of it. This mental habit gradually rewires your expectations so that you begin to anticipate good rather than fear lack. Anticipation itself is a magnetic force, it pulls toward you the very thing you expect. By filling your words with praise, you are effectively programming your future with more to praise. Joy keeps you in the flow of giving and receiving. When you feel joyful, you naturally want to share your time, your resources, your ideas. This generosity mirrors the nature of abundance itself, which is always in circulation. As you give from a place of joy, you create space for more to flow back to you. This is not transactional giving but joyful giving, which carries no tension or expectation, and therefore vibrates at the highest frequency. Praising in advance is one of the most potent prosperity practices you can cultivate. By speaking words of thanks for the money, opportunities, or solutions you have not yet seen, you are signaling complete trust in their arrival. This practice bridges the gap between the unseen and the seen, because your subconscious begins to accept the praised outcome as fact. Once it accepts it, your actions, decisions, and energy align with it, making it inevitable in your experience. Even small acts of joy and praise ripple outward in powerful ways. Smiling when you think about your future, expressing thanks when paying a bill, complimenting the service you receive, or mentally blessing the home you live in. All of these are tiny but potent signals that affirm your abundance. They accumulate over time, building a momentum of prosperity that becomes unstoppable. There is also a purifying quality to joy and praise. Negative emotions such as resentment, fear, and doubt cannot coexist with genuine joy. When you consciously cultivate joy, you crowd out the vibrations that block your prosperity. Praise works similarly. It focuses your attention so fully on what is good that there is no room left to dwell on what is lacking. In this way, both joy and praise act as guardians of your financial vibration, keeping it high and clear. Joy can be sparked intentionally, even when it does not arise naturally. Music, movement, creativity, nature, laughter. These are tools that can shift your state and bring you back into alignment with abundance. When you understand that joy is a magnetic force for prosperity, you will make it a priority rather than a luxury. It becomes part of your discipline, as essential as managing your finances or setting goals. Praise, too, can be cultivated through conscious practice. Keeping a daily list of things you are thankful for, speaking blessings over your current possessions, or voicing appreciation to others creates a rhythm of praise that strengthens with use. Over time, this rhythm becomes second nature, and your life begins to reflect it in tangible ways. Certainty aligns with infinite source. The energy that creates worlds does not waver, and when you learn to stand in that same unwavering confidence, you bring yourself into harmony with its flow. Certainty is not arrogance, it is the calm, unshakable knowing that your supply, your opportunities, and your success are as secure as the sunrise. It is the refusal to be swayed by appearances, because you understand that appearances are temporary shadows, while the source of all good is eternal and constant. When you are certain, you are no longer grasping at outcomes or chasing after results. You are simply allowing the inevitable to unfold in its perfect timing. The infinite source is the reservoir from which all wealth, ideas, and opportunities spring. It is not bound by the economy, by circumstance, or by the actions of others. It holds an inexhaustible supply that can reach you through countless channels, many of which you cannot see until you are ready to receive them. Certainty is the signal that you are ready. It tells the source, I trust the flow completely. I know my needs are already met. I expect my good, and I recognize it when it appears. Without this certainty, the channel becomes clouded by doubt and hesitation, and the flow slows or detours. Certainty is a vibration, and like all vibrations, it draws to itself matching experiences. When you carry the energy of doubt, you draw in situations that confirm uncertainty, delays, obstacles, and mixed results. When you radiate certainty, life arranges itself to reflect that stability. You begin to encounter people who support your vision, opportunities that unfold easily, and outcomes that align perfectly with your desires. This is not coincidence, it is resonance. The infinite source responds to the frequency you hold most consistently, and certainty is one of the highest and clearest frequencies you can emit. This certainty is not blind belief, it is built on the understanding of spiritual law. Just as you do not question whether a planted seed will grow when given the right conditions, you do not question whether your desire will manifest when it is aligned with universal law and nurtured by your belief. You understand that the unseen process is just as real as the visible one, and that the sprouting will happen in its season. There is no rush, no fear of loss, because you know the outcome is secure. Certainty dissolves the habit of checking to see if your good has arrived yet. Those who lack certainty plant a seed and then dig it up every few days to see if it is growing, disrupting the process in the name of reassurance. Those who are certain plant the seed and tend to their joy, their gratitude, and their alignment, knowing the growth is inevitable. This quiet confidence keeps the channel between you and the infinite source wide open, allowing the flow to remain uninterrupted. Your actions under certainty are different from those under doubt. Doubt makes you hesitant, second-guessing every step, afraid to take risks, and easily swayed by the opinions of others. Certainty moves you forward decisively, with a sense of direction that inspires trust in those around you. This confidence often draws additional support and resources, because people are naturally inclined to follow someone who moves with clarity. Certainty also eliminates the vibration of desperation, which repels what you desire. When you feel desperate for money, opportunities, or success, you are broadcasting the message that you do not have it and fear you may not get it. The infinite source responds to the message, not the wish, and so it mirrors the lack. Certainty, however, broadcasts the message of possession and sufficiency. It is the tone of someone who knows the banquet is already prepared and is simply on their way to the table. It is important to understand that certainty is a choice. It is not something you wait to feel after the evidence appears. It is the inner decision to believe in the presence of your good before it is visible. This decision may need to be renewed daily, especially in the face of challenging appearances, but each time you choose certainty over doubt, you strengthen the alignment. Over time, it becomes your natural state, and the old reflex of fear loses its grip. Certainty aligns you with inspired action. When you are sure of your outcome, you are more attuned to intuitive nudges and inner guidance, because you are not clouded by worry or overthinking. You trust yourself to act when the moment is right, and you do so without hesitation. These actions are often the very steps that lead you directly to the fulfillment of your desire, yet they arise naturally instead of being forced. Even in the midst of delay or detour, certainty holds its ground. Others may see the lack of immediate results as failure, but you understand it as part of the unfolding process. You know that sometimes the path curves to prepare you for greater success than you initially imagined, and that every step, whether it looks like progress or not, is moving you toward the destination. This unshakable trust keeps you from abandoning your vision prematurely. Certainty also shapes the way you speak. Your words carry the tone of someone who knows, rather than someone who hopes. You speak in terms of when, rather than if. You say, "This is already mine," rather than, "I wish I could have it." These words are not just expressions. They are decrees that instruct the unseen to organize reality in alignment with your statement. The infinite source responds more readily to a clear and decisive decree than to a vague or wavering request. The quality of your certainty influences the speed and ease of your manifestations. A wavering belief sends mixed signals, which require time to untangle before they can be fulfilled. A steady, unwavering certainty sends one clear signal, allowing the source to deliver without interference. This is why some people seem to receive what they desire almost immediately. They hold no contradictory vibration to block the flow. Certainty is not the absence of questions, it is the refusal to let questions weaken your belief. You may not know the exact timing, the precise method, or the specific people involved, but you know that the result is secure. This allows you to remain open to infinite possibilities, trusting that the source will choose the best and most harmonious way to deliver. The more you surrender the how, while holding firmly to the what, the more aligned you are with the infinite source. When you live in certainty, you are free from the pressure of competition. You do not fear that someone else's gain will take from your own, because you know the supply is limitless. You can celebrate others' success fully, without reservation, because you recognize it as evidence of the abundance that is available to all. This openness keeps your channel clear and your vibration high, ensuring that your own flow remains uninterrupted. Certainty also shapes how you handle challenges in your financial or personal journey. Instead of seeing obstacles as threats, you interpret them as adjustments that are making way for a better outcome. This perspective keeps you from reacting with fear and making choices that would block the flow. It allows you to respond with clarity and grace, which in turn attracts solutions and assistance from unexpected places. The infinite source is always in operation, and certainty is your way of stepping into its current. It is the internal alignment that says, "I am in harmony with the flow of all good things," and in that harmony there is no struggle. You move with life instead of against it, and life moves to meet you with the wealth, opportunities, and outcomes that match your unwavering belief.
I now prepare my mind to receive. I now prepare my spirit to align. Divine substance is always present.
and the supply is never limited. What I see on my vision board is not fantasy. It is a divine promise waiting to unfold. The images I place before me are not idle dreams. They are spiritual seeds, charged within the law of belief, rooted in the law of attraction and watered daily by the word. There is no luck in the law. There is only alignment. And when the soul is aligned, it draws to itself the perfect manifestation in perfect timing. The lottery, too, is a divine channel. If the heart is right, the faith is strong, and the vision is true. I say, nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to happen, and nothing is too marvelous to last. For with God all things are possible, and what I see I shall receive. These 6 vision board success tips are more than methods. They are spiritual instructions. They are keys to unlock the gates of abundance. They are signs to the subconscious, speaking in the language it understands. Image, emotion, repetition, and faith. As I apply these truths, I am not hoping. I am knowing. I am not wishing. I am declaring. I am not begging. I am receiving. Divine selection is now working for me. What is mine cannot be taken. What is for me rushes to me with perfect ease and grace. I walk boldly in the direction of my dream, for I do not walk alone. Infinite intelligence goes before me and prepares the way. Now, with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit full of trust, I welcome the manifestation of my lottery blessing. I welcome divine ideas, divine timing, divine outcomes. I am now ready to learn, to apply, and to allow these 6 powerful tips to work through me and for me. I trust the vision. I trust the law. I trust the divine. When you release it in faith, you receive it in form. And when that form begins its journey toward you, it does not arrive by accident. It arrives because you have made room for it. You have created the sacred space. You have sent the signal. And you have said with unwavering spirit, "This is already mine." And this is why the first seed you plant upon your vision board must be chosen with care, not from the head, but from the heart. For divine substance responds not to what is forced, but to what is felt. You must not ask, what do others place on their vision boards? You must ask instead, what awakens my spirit? Because the law responds to vibration, not words alone, but the vibration behind them, not images alone, but the current they carry. So when your eyes fall upon a picture of a winning lottery ticket, a dream home, or a check with your name written in abundance, ask yourself, does this stir my inner being? Does this make me breathe deeper, smile wider, dream louder? If the answer is yes, then that image holds power for you. It is not just ink on paper. It is a carrier of intention. Many place what they think they should want. But spiritual law does not work by obligation. It works by alignment. When something makes you say, yes, that's for me, you are witnessing divine communication. That reaction is your sign. Your soul recognizes what already belongs to it in the invisible. This is why some images will leave you unmoved, while others send a current through your heart. That current is your compass. Trust it. Do not fill your board with too many things. God is not impressed by clutter. He is pleased by clarity. One true desire, felt deeply, aligned completely, spoken faithfully, and visualized daily, is more powerful than 1,000 empty wishes. Let your board reflect your divine agreement with your desire. Not noise, but signal. Not confusion, but certainty. Choose what makes your soul leap, what makes your breath catch, what makes your inner voice say, yes, this is the life I am meant to live. And do not judge your desires. If a luxurious car, a dream vacation, or a large lottery win brings you joy, then it is worthy of space. God's riches are unlimited. You cannot ask for too much. The law of supply is infinite. There is no shortage in divine mind. When you choose images of wealth, you are not stealing from another. You are aligning with your own stream of good. There is no competition in spirit. What is yours cannot be denied, and what belongs to others cannot be taken. Once you've chosen your images, sit with them, close your eyes, breathe, feel, Imagine that the scene is already alive in your world. Hear the sounds, smell the air, taste the victory, see yourself living it, not reaching for it, but in it. This feeling is not fantasy, it is prophecy, for the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the signal that calls it into form. Your vision board becomes a doorway, and every image on it is a key. So let your board reflect not what you hope for, but what you already possess in the spiritual realm. Because hope is passive, but knowing is power, and you must know it before you can hold it. Your board is not a decoration, it is a declaration. It is your silent but steady prayer, made visible. It is your soul speaking to the universe in symbols and pictures, saying, I am ready, I am worthy, I am open. And once the board begins to feel alive, once each image begins to whisper to you, once your body begins to respond to the vision as though it were already true, then you have stepped into the power of creative imagination. And there, in that still place of inner agreement, your manifestation begins. Not out there, but in here. Because the outer world is just a reflection. The real creation happens first in spirit. The image you choose is not just a picture. It is a promise. It is the voice of God saying, if you can see it, I can send it. If you can see it, I can send it. And so the image becomes the signal, and the signal must be seen again and again. For what you do not consistently behold, you unconsciously forget. And when you forget the vision, the vibration begins to fade. The dream doesn't die, but it sleeps. And the law is always listening, always responding, not to what you remember once, but to what you dwell upon daily. That is why your vision board must not be placed and seek way behind shadows or tucked away behind doors. It must live where your eyes fall without effort. It must greet you in the morning and bless you in the quiet of night. It must become familiar, so familiar that your spirit begins to accept it as true. Repetition is recognition in the language of the soul. What you see, you begin to believe. What you believe, you begin to expect. And what you expect, you invite. This is not magic, it is law. So place the board in a space where it can do its quiet work. You need not stare at it with strained focus. Just allow it to be near, like a gentle presence that reminds you. It is done, it is coming, it is yours. Some place their vision board beneath their mirror, so their reflection and their dream are seen together, one in the same frame. Others place it by the bedside. So it is the last vision before sleep, and the first blessing upon waking. Some walk by it in their hallway. Some rest it at the corner of their prayer space. There is no right place, only the place where it will be seen often and held sacred. Not just decoration, but declaration. Not background, but center. As your eyes fall upon the board again and again, something soft begins to shift inside. Doubt gives way to familiarity. Resistance gives way to acceptance. You are training your mind to normalize abundance. You are reprogramming your subconscious with symbols of certainty. What once seemed far begins to feel close. What once seemed too large begins to feel natural. The images start to look like home. Bat holo home, not hope. And that is when the miracle begins to move toward you. Not through struggle, but through spiritual law. You may not feel it on the first day. You may not sense it on the second. But do not judge by appearances. Every glance waters the seed. Every moment in the presence of your vision strengthens the signal. You are speaking to the universe in silence. You are saying without words, I remember, I believe, I receive. There is power in the casual glance. There is power in the soft whisper of repetition. The vision board works not through willpower, but through surrender. Through surrender to the truth that what you see consistently, you begin to become. You are not forcing the dream. You are becoming one with it. You are not chasing it. You are aligning with it. And if ever your mind tries to reject what it sees, if it says, this is too big, or this is not for me, gently smile and turn back to the board. Speak to the doubt with love, not anger. Say, thank you for protecting me, but this is safe. This is good. This is mine. And over time, even your doubts will soften, even your resistance will yield. Because love is stronger than fear, and truth is stronger than conditioning. Let the board remain before you as a quiet teacher. Let it remind you that you are not waiting, you are preparing. Let it speak the message you are ready to hear. That what you see is already formed in the unseen. That what you desire is not a distant star, but a gift already marked with your name. That what is meant for you is moving toward you, faster than you can imagine, in ways you cannot plan, through channels you may never predict. And the more you see it, the more you know it. The more you know it, the more you live as though it were done. And in the language of manifestation, that is the final key. To live in the vibration of the end, to walk in the energy of fulfillment, to act in the spirit of arrival. Because once the vision becomes familiar, and once the familiar becomes normal, your life begins to reflect it, like a mirror made of faith. Because once the vision becomes familiar, and once the familiar becomes normal, your life begins to reflect it like a mirror made of faith. But to strengthen that mirror, to polish its surface so that your reality may shine through clearly and without distortion, you must now speak. For what you see with your eyes must be echoed with your words. The word is the wand. The word is the wand. It is the spiritual brush stroke that gives shape and life to the image on your board. Without it, the picture remains still. But when the word is added in love, with faith, it breathes, it moves, it becomes alive in the ethers. Words are not mere sounds. They are seeds of creation. They carry vibration, and vibration is the language of the law. Every time you speak over your vision board, you are charving it with power. You are telling the direction. This is something the universe. This is not just something I see, spoken and declare. It, the word, it must spoke return void. It must do turn faith. It must do the work. It must accomplish that which it was sent to do. So now, gently, lovingly, choose the words that match your dream. Let your affirmations be present, not future. Not I will, but I am. Not someday, but now. Speak it as already done. I am a lottery winner. I am financially free. I am divinely guided to the perfect numbers at the perfect time, in the perfect way. I now receive unexpected money in expected and unexpected ways. Large sums of money flow to me with grace. I am worthy of miracles. I live in wealth. I walk in overflow. Say it aloud. Whisper it in stillness. Write it near each image. Let each word wrap around the picture like light. Let the board hear your voice often, and let your voice carry the weight of belief. For when the heart believes, the words carry fire. And when fire is added to vision, it becomes unstoppable. God spoke the world into existence. And you, made in divine image, speak your world too. The subconscious mind accepts whatever is repeated with feeling. It does not argue, it does not reason, it simply receives and acts. So do not let your words contradict your vision. Do not say, I never win anything. Then look at your board and hope for a win. The two cannot exist together. A double-minded man receives nothing. Align your speech with your spirit. Let every declaration be clean, clear, and full of light. If ever you feel doubt trying to creep in, if fear begins to whisper, cancel it quickly with a greater word. Speak louder. Speak clearer. Speak stronger. Say, God's wealth is circulating in my life. I am a magnet for miracles. My good is rushing toward me now. I receive with joy. I receive with ease. The word is your shield. Use it. And don't just speak when you're hopeful. Speak when you feel nothing at all. Speak when you're tired. Speak when you're low. Speak until your spirit rises again, until your board glows again. The word has resurrection power. It lifts the vibration. It renews the mind. It opens the path. Keep speaking. Some days write your affirmations by hand. Let the words flow through your fingers onto paper. Post them near the board. Stick them above your mirror. Tape them to your fridge. Saturate your space with sound and symbol. Make your environment a garden of faith so the dream has no choice but to grow. And remember, the words do not make it true. They reveal what has always been true in spirit. The wealth was already there. The win was already yours. The supply was never missing. Your words simply awaken your awareness to what your soul has always known, that you are the heir of divine abundance, the child of a limitless source, the receiver of what is already prepared. And with each word, you become more magnetic. With each declaration, the field around you shifts. Circumstances rearrange, opportunities rise, doors open, all because you chose to say, "This is mine, it is done, it is now." The board listens, the law listens, the universe listens. And then, without force, without strain, the very thing you spoke begins to speak back. And then, without force, without strain, the very thing you spoke begins to speak back. It comes softly at first as a feeling, a warmth in the heart, a knowing in the soul. Before the form appears, the feeling must take root. For feeling is the secret. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you feel the joy as if it were already here, the law become one with the thing desired. The law does not wait for proof to be spawned. It waits for faith to be felt. You must feel the joy before it arrives. Not pretend, not force, but gently allow your inner world to taste what your outer world has not yet shown. You do not wait for the win to celebrate. You celebrate to welcome the win. For what you feel in advance, you invite into form. Joy is the evidence of faith. Joy is the vibration of answered prayer. And the universe responds to vibration, not time. So let your feelings lead the way. Each time you stand before your vision board, don't just look, enter. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. See the moment as already fulfilled. Hold the ticket. Hear the numbers called. Imagine the freedom washing over you. What would you do that day? Who would you call? How would your body feel if you knew beyond doubt that the blessing had already come? Live that now. You are not lying to yourself. You are aligning with your higher self. The self that already knows, already sees, already celebrates. The self that walks in truth before it is seen. This is not fantasy. It is divine preparation. For what you feel as real becomes real. That is the law. You do not create by effort. You create by embodiment. So laugh a little more. Smile a little wider. Let your joy rise, not because the world gave you a reason, but because your spirit already holds the promise. Say softly to yourself, "It is done, it is finished, it is mine now." Let the joy bubble up from within, not requiring evidence, not requiring signs. For joy is the sign. It is the spiritual signal that you have received the blessing in consciousness. And once it is received in consciousness, nothing can keep it from appearing in experience. Nothing, not delay, not logic, not doubt from others. Once you have received it emotionally, the outer world must respond. It has no choice. It must reflect the inner reality. That is the law. That is the truth that makes manifestation effortless. You are not working and not working to get the dream. You are becoming the dream. You are not chasing a future. You are living a vibration. You are not waiting for the win. You are walking in the when. And every step you take in joy is a step of divine faith. Joy is the proof that your spirit trusts. Joy is the atmosphere in which miracles unfold with ease. Let this joy become a habit. Make it part of your daily walk, even if nothing in your world has changed. Choose to feel from the end. Wake up grateful. Speak in world. Speak in victory. Move as if all is well. For in truth, it already is. And when the vision board begins to feel more like a memory than a wish, when the feelings it gives you feel familiar, not foreign, then manifestation is near. Do not wait for your bank balance to feel rich. Feel rich now. Do not wait for the world to give before you feel full. Feel full now. The law does not bring joy to the one who waits. It brings joy to the one who lives in the vibration of already having. For to him who has, more shall be given. And to have is to feel it real. So today, give thanks in advance. Laugh in advance. Celebrate in advance. Let your joy be loud. Let it be soft. Let it rise however it wants to. And when your joy becomes your natural state, when you need no evidence to feel the blessing, then the evidence comes. Without force, you're about delay. Because you no longer seek it, because you have become it. Because you no longer seek it, you have become it. And once you become the feeling, once you breathe in the blessing before it comes, once joy becomes your natural atmosphere, the vision no longer feels like a dream. It feels like home. It becomes a part of you, and like all sacred things that dwell within the heart, it must be honored. And that is why each day you bless the board. Not as a ritual of pressure, but you do not beg this of praise. You do not beg the board, you bless it. You do not plead with the images, you not plead the board. You partner with them, because these are not simply pictures. They are promises, glimpses of the invisible made visible. The vision board is more than a tool. It is an altar. And an altar is a place of agreement, a space where heaven and earth meet. When you stand before it, you are not just looking. You are aligning. You are entering into divine agreement with the life that has already been prepared for you. You are stepping into the vibration of yes. And every yes you give is a magnet. It pulls the blessing closer. So each day, whether morning or night, pause before your board and let your words flow gently, like a soft rain on thirsty soil. Speak to your vision as though it were a living thing. And it is. Say, I bless this board. I bless every image. I bless the dream it carries. I bless the wealth that is already mine. I bless the winning ticket that finds its way to me by divine design. I bless the ease, the joy, the overflow. I bless the path, even though I cannot see it, because I know it is unfolding for me now. Do not rush through the blessing. Let it be slow. Let it be sacred. Let it be full of trust. You are not commanding the universe. You are communing with it, and communion does not require noise. It requires presence. Sometimes your blessing will be words. Sometimes it will be a soft hand resting on the board. Sometimes it will be silence filled with faith. Whatever form it takes, let it come from a heart that already knows. I am not trowing it to make this happen. I am allowing it slow. I am not trowing it to unfold. And when doubt tries to enter, when delay tempts you to question, return to the blessing. Let it center you. Let it remind you that your vision board is not just a collection of hopes. It is a spiritual agreement, a silent covenant between you and the divine. And what is agreed upon in spirit must manifest in time. This is law. This is truth. This is peace. If ever you feel weary, let the blessing restore you. Let ever you feel disconnected, let the blessing reconnect you. If ever you feel forgotten, let the blessing remind you that you are always seen, always heard, always guided. The blessing is not for the board, it is for you. Each word you speak blesses your own vibration. Each word lifts you higher, steadies your heart, calms your spirit. And as you bless your board, you also bless your life. You begin to walk through your day with the residue of faith still on you. Your thoughts soften, your actions align, your energy becomes magnetic. People feel it. Circumstances shift, and all because you remembered to bless rather than chase, to trust rather than force. Your blessing is your anchor, your blessing is your light. And when the board becomes more than a tool, when it becomes your daily reminder that the universe is working, even when you do not see it, you begin to live in a new way. You stop watching the clock. You stopped measuring times, you stopped needing signs, because the act of blessing becomes the sign. And so you continue day by day, moment by moment, blessing what has not yet appeared, knowing it already exists, blessing the process, knowing the outcome is guaranteed, blessing the invisible, knowing that faith makes it visible. And in this quiet, holy rhythm, miracles move, not because you demanded, but because you believed. Not because you proved yourself, but because you praised the promise. Not because you had control, but because you had trust. And then without force, without strain, the very thing you spoke begins to speak back. It comes softly at first as a feeling, a warmth in the heart, a knowing in the soul. Before the form appears, the feeling must take root. For feeling is the secret. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you feel the joy as if it were already here, the law become one with the thing desired. The law does not wait for proof to be spawned. It waits for faith to be felt. You must feel the joy before it arrives. Not pretend, not force, but gently allow your inner world to taste what your outer world has not yet shown. You do not wait for the win to celebrate. You celebrate to welcome the win. For what you feel in advance, you invite into form. Joy is the evidence of faith. Joy is the vibration of answered prayer. And the universe responds to vibration, not time. So let your feelings lead the way. Each time you stand before your vision board, don't just look, enter. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. See the moment as already fulfilled. Hold the ticket. Hear the numbers called. Imagine the freedom washing over you. What would you do that day? Who would you call? How would your body feel if you knew beyond doubt that the blessing had already come? Live that now. You are not lying to yourself. You are aligning with your higher self. The self that already knows, already sees, already celebrates. The self that walks in truth before it is seen. This is not fantasy. It is divine preparation. For what you feel as real becomes real. That is the law. You do not create by effort. You create by embodiment. So laugh a little more. Smile a little wider. Let your joy rise, not because the world gave you a reason, but because your spirit already holds the promise. Say softly to yourself, "It is done. It is finished. It is mine now." Let the joy bubble up from within, not requiring evidence, not requiring signs. For joy is the sign. It is the spiritual signal that you have received the blessing in consciousness. And once it is received in consciousness, nothing can keep it from appearing in experience. Nothing, not delay, not logic, not doubt from others. Once you have received it emotionally, the outer world must respond. It has no choice. It must reflect the inner reality. That is the law. That is the truth that makes manifestation effortless. You are not working to get the dream. You are becoming the dream. You are not chasing a future. You are living a vibration. You are not waiting for the win. You are walking in the when. And every step you take in joy is a step of divine faith. Joy is the proof that your spirit trusts. Joy is the atmosphere in which miracles unfold with ease. Let this joy become a habit. Make it part of your daily walk, even if nothing in your world has changed. Choose to feel from the end. Wake up grateful. Speak in world. Speak in victory. Move as if all is well. For in truth, it already is. And when the vision board begins to feel more like a memory than a wish, when the feelings it gives you feel familiar, not foreign, then manifestation is near. Do not wait for your bank balance to feel rich. Feel rich now. Do not wait for the world to give before you feel full. Feel full now. The law does not bring joy to the one who waits. It brings joy to the one who lives in the vibration of already having. For to him who has, more shall be given. And to have is to feel it real. So today, give thanks in advance. Laugh in advance. Celebrate in advance. Let your joy be loud. Let it be soft. Let it rise however it wants to. And when your joy becomes your natural state, when you need no evidence to feel the blessing, then the evidence comes. Without force, without delay. Because you no longer seek it. Because you have become it. Because you no longer seek it. You have become it. And once you become the feeling, once you breathe in the blessing before it comes, once joy becomes your natural atmosphere, the vision no longer feels like a dream. It feels like home. It becomes a part of you, and like all sacred things that dwell within the heart, it must be honored. And that is why each day you bless the board. Not as a ritual of pressure, but you do not beg this of praise. You do not beg the board, you bless it. You do not plead with the images, you do not plead the board. You partner with them, because these are not simply pictures. They are promises, glimpses of the invisible made visible. The vision board is more than a tool. It is an altar. And an altar is a place of agreement, a space where heaven and earth meet. When you stand before it, you are not just looking. You are aligning. You are entering into divine agreement with the life that has already been prepared for you. You are stepping into the vibration of yes. and every yes you give is a magnet. It pulls the blessing closer. So each day, whether morning or night, pause before your board and let your words flow gently, like a soft rain on thirsty soil. Speak to your vision as though it were a living thing, and it is. Say, I bless this board. I bless every image. I bless the dream it carries. I bless the wealth that is already mine. I bless the winning ticket that finds its way to me by divine design. I bless the ease, the joy, the overflow. I bless the path, even though I cannot see it, because I know it is unfolding for me now. Do not rush through the blessing. Let it be slow. Let it be sacred. Let it be full of trust. You are not commanding the universe. You are communing with it, and communion does not require noise. It requires presence. Sometimes your blessing will be words. Sometimes it will be a soft hand resting on the board. Sometimes it will be silence filled with faith. Whatever form it takes, let it come from a heart that already knows. I am not trowing it to make this happen. I am allowing it slow. I am not trowing it to unfold. And when doubt tries to enter, when delay tempts you to question, return to the blessing. Let it center you. Let it remind you that your vision board is not just a collection of hopes. It is a spiritual agreement, a silent covenant between you and the divine. And what is agreed upon in spirit must manifest in time. This is law. This is truth. This is peace. If ever you feel weary, let the blessing restore you. Let ever you feel disconnected, let the blessing reconnect you. If ever you feel forgotten, let the blessing remind you that you are always seen, always heard, always guided. The blessing is not for the board, it is for you. Each word you speak blesses your own vibration. Each word lifts you higher, steadies your heart, calms your spirit. And as you bless your board, you also bless your life. You begin to walk through your day with the residue of faith still on you. Your thoughts soften, your actions align, your energy becomes magnetic. People feel it. Circumstances shift. And all because you remembered to bless rather than chase, to trust rather than force. Your blessing is your anchor. Your blessing is your light. And when the board becomes more than a tool, when it becomes your daily reminder that the universe is working, even when you do not see it, you begin to live in a new way. You stop watching the clock. You stopped measuring times, you stopped needing signs, because the act of blessing becomes the sign. And so you continue day by day, moment by moment, blessing what has not yet appeared, knowing it already exists, blessing the process, knowing the outcome is guaranteed, blessing the invisible, knowing that faith makes it visible. And in this quiet, holy rhythm, miracles move, not because you demanded, but because you believed. Not because you proved yourself, but because you praised the promise. Not because you had control, but because you had trust.
I now speak the word. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. By divine right, my supply flows freely and continuously. What is mine by divine inheritance cannot be withheld from me. My wallet, a symbol of the substance of things hoped for, draws unto itself all that I require and more. The field must respond to my word, for the spoken word sets spiritual law in motion, and none can oppose it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I walk by faith, not by sight. And I know there is no lack in divine mind. I do not concern myself with outer appearances. I do not look to man, to wages, to banks, nor to conditions. My wallet is not limited by the world's illusion, for my wallet is under grace. My wallet is under law. My wallet is connected to the infinite storehouse of supply. Before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. This is the word of the Lord, and the word cannot return void. So I declare boldly, my wallet is full of divine circulation. My wallet is a holy vessel for substance. My wallet receives money from expected and unexpected channels. My wallet calls in supply. My wallet radiates wealth. As I give thanks for what is already mine in the invisible, the visible must come to pass. That which I see not shall soon be seen. I hold my wallet now and speak the word. Wealth loves me, money comes to me freely. I am aligned with divine supply. All financial needs are met before I even utter them, for the Father knoweth what things I have need of, even before I ask. I do not beg, I do not plead, I speak the word. I command supply to appear now. I command riches to pour into every pocket, every fold, every space in this wallet, and it is done in divine order. None of these things move me. I am not disturbed by an empty purse, by a forgotten bill, nor by a passing appearance of lack, for I know appearances are unreal. I know fear is false evidence appearing real. I do not energize the false. I speak truth, and truth is, my wallet is never empty. My wallet is never barren. My wallet is never without. My wallet draws unto it prosperity, gold, green currency and coin, by divine law and right. Every time I open my wallet, I declare, thank you, Father, for the overflowing supply. I bless every bill I see. I give thanks for every cent I hold. I treat money with reverence and joy, for money is God in action, moving on the visible plane. My attitude toward money is one of faith and freedom. I do not chase it, I welcome it. I do not hoard it, I bless it, and the money I release returns to me multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I now speak the word again. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. The law of attraction is but the law of radiation. What I radiate, I receive. What I bless, increases. What I fear, I draw near. Therefore I erase all thought of loss, of limitation, of not enough, and I replace it with truth. I have more than enough. I live in the overflow. I am supplied with substance beyond my asking. There is no separation in divine mind. There is no distance between my wallet and the riches of heaven. The same power that hung the stars in the sky now fills my wallet with money in right ways. The same voice that said, "Let there be light," now speaks through me, saying, "Let there be wealth, let there be increase, let there be provision," and there is. I stand in the midst of plenty, and I see it. I declare it. I align with it. My faith is the magnet. My gratitude is the key. My word is the command. And so I speak again. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. My wallet is filled with money. My wallet is a magnet for gold. My wallet is sacred ground for circulation, for giving, for receiving, for divine abundance in action. Every word I speak returns to me with increase. Every truth I declare is etched in the ethers. Every affirmation I affirm becomes a command to the field. My word does not return void. I speak with authority. I speak with dominion. I speak with faith that is anchored in the unchanging truth of spiritual law. The Lord is my supply, and my supply is certain. And so it begins. The magnetism is active, the wallet is charged, the wealth is drawn, the flow is initiated. I bless my wallet now, and I call it holy. I bless my wallet now, and I call it full. I bless my wallet now, and I call it done. I now rest in divine assurance, for the field has heard and the field must respond. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, and so it is. I now remind my spiritual students, nothing stands between you and your good but fear, doubt, and wrong words spoken. The law does not know personality, it knows vibration, it knows command, it knows spoken truth. And I say again, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, for the law is ever working, whether to build or to destroy. I choose to speak words that build, words that magnetize, words that shape invisible substance into visible form. My wallet is a divine container, a visible vessel for invisible supply. And what I hold in mind, I hold in hand. What I prepare for, I receive. I do not look to man's economy, for I am not under man's law. I am under grace, and grace is sufficient. My wallet reflects my consciousness, and my consciousness is now one with plenty. Therefore my wallet must show forth signs and wonders. For it is written, signs shall follow them that believe. I now say I believe. I believe in the divine source. I believe in the abundance of the infinite. I believe that supply is spiritual before it becomes material. I believe my wallet is blessed. I believe my wallet is growing in power. I believe my wallet is attracting wealth from all directions now. I speak the word of wealth, and wealth must appear. It must obey the word, for the word is law. What the soul accepts, the body experiences. What the mind declares, the world reflects, as within, so without, as above, so below. Therefore I do not wait for money to prove itself before I believe. I believe and then the proof appears. I praise my wallet as if it were already full. I rejoice in advance. I walk by faith, not by evidence. For faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I say again and again, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. I do not ask how. I do not ask when. I do not concern myself with the channel, for the channel is not my business. The outcome is secured by law. My only duty is to align, to speak, to declare, to give thanks, to hold fast. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, tossed by the wind. I do not waver, I do not question the law. I work it. Every coin I place into my wallet I bless. I do not count it small. I do not call it just enough. I call it blessed, multiplied, and growing. I do not say, it is not enough. I say it is the seed of the harvest. I do not say, this is little. I say this is the beginning of increase, for what I call it it becomes. I speak life over my money. I speak expansion over my wallet. I speak multiplication over every dollar, and every peso and every cent, and the law of increase is activated by my word. I now erase every thought of hoarding. I do not fear loss. I do not cling to substance. I am not a miser. I am a master. I give in faith. I receive in faith. I circulate freely, for money is divine circulation. I do not trap the river. I let it flow, and as I release I receive. As I give I gain. As I trust I triumph. My wallet is a channel, not a container. It does not hold and stop. It receives and flows. It receives to release and releases to receive. It is a divine rhythm, a sacred pulse of the infinite. I say again, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. Every time I carry it, it draws unto itself good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Every time I open it, it opens to miracles. Every time I bless it, it is blessed. I remember the words of the prophet, "Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." My wallet is ready, my wallet is open, my wallet is under the open windows of heaven. And my faith is the proof that activates the promise. I do not argue with appearances. I do not complain about timing. I do not rehearse lack. I rehearse truth. I rehearse supply. I rehearse my divine inheritance. I repeat again with power. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. My wallet is the proof of my faith. My wallet is full of divine substance. My wallet carries the vibration of plenty. My wallet is a magnet for money, gold, favor, and increase. And so I let it be. I trust the law. I trust the flow. I trust the magnetism. I have spoken into being. I have spoken the word, and my word does not return void. My wallet is no longer passive. It is powerful. It is no longer empty. It is expansive. It is no longer waiting. It is drawing. And so I say it again, and again, and again. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, by divine right, in divine order, now and always. The word has gone forth, and I do not call it back. I do not contradict it with fear, nor cancel it with doubt. I do not sow and then dig up the seed. I do not bless and then curse with complaint. I remain steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of truth. For I know that my wallet, touched by faith and anointed by spoken word, has become a living instrument of divine supply. I repeat again with holy conviction, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. I no longer treat money as a stranger, nor speak of it as though it were far from me. I do not say I lack, or I wish, or I need. I say it is mine now by divine right. I do not delay my good with low speech. I do not distance my prosperity by the confession of struggle. I call money near. I call it welcome. I call it holy. I call it here now. The field must respond to my vibration, and I vibrate wealth, gratitude, and right action. The ethers are charged with my word, and the substance of things hoped for is already forming. I now speak to the invisible, money, appear, provision, manifest, supply, take shape. I command the elements. I command the unseen. I command the hidden things to come forth. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things, which thou knowest not. I am not afraid to call. I am not afraid to command. I am not afraid to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord concerning my wallet. Each time I touch my wallet, I treat it with honor. I do not crumple bills. I do not speak of never enough. I do not rehearse how it was. I rehearse how it is in divine mind. And in divine mind I have more than enough. In divine mind I live in the overflow. In divine mind, my wallet is a magnet for miracles, a doorway for favor, a house of gold prepared for the righteous. And so I walk with certainty, even when appearances suggest otherwise. I speak faith over empty places. I bless the space that is yet to be filled, for the space itself is holy. It is the womb of creation. It is the readiness that receives. It is the stillness before the outpouring. I bless the empty wallet, for it is no longer barren, but ready. I bless the empty purse, for it is no longer lacking, but receptive. I say again, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. I do not concern myself with delay. Delay is but a testing of vibration. Delay is not denial. Delay is the invitation to remain unwavering. And I do not waver. I do not shrink. I do not speak the language of doubt. I speak truth. I speak law. I speak faith that moves mountains and parts the Red Sea. The same God that rained manna from heaven now rains provision into my wallet. The same Spirit that fed 5,000 now multiplies what I hold. And the miracle of multiplication begins with my mouth. I speak the word. My wallet is full. My wallet is favored. My wallet is chosen. My wallet draws money from the north, south, east, and west. My wallet is magnetic with divine intelligence. My wallet is blessed in the city and blessed in the field. My wallet receives deposits from sources known and unknown. My wallet is never forgotten. My wallet is never denied. My wallet is never empty in divine mind. And what is true in divine mind must become true in manifestation. That which I decree with conviction shall be established unto me. My spoken word plants the seed. My unwavering faith waters the soil. My gratitude calls forth the harvest. I remain in high vibration. I dwell in the house of faith. I trust the law that never fails. The law of supply. The law of circulation. The law of spoken word. These laws are my covenant. Therefore I return again to the truth that has already been declared. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. This is not idle speech. This is not wishing. This is not mere hope. This is creation. This is alignment. This is spiritual science. My voice echoes in the ethers, and the ethers respond. My word shapes the substance, and the substance obeys. My vibration sends the signal, and wealth answers the call. There is no power in conditions. There is no truth in limitation. There is only one power, one source, one truth, and that is God. God is my supply. God is my bank. God is my circulation, and the God within me declares, all that the Father hath is mine. I accept that. I rejoice in it. I rest in it. I proclaim it now and forever. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, and none of these things move me. I now go deeper in truth, for truth is always simple, always sure, always eternal. I say again, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, and this magnetism is not of man, but of spirit. It is not effort, but energy, not force, but faith, for what I believe about my wallet becomes the law of its substance. If I say it is poor, it remains poor. If I say it is blessed, it becomes a channel of blessing. The wallet itself holds no power, but the word I speak over it sets the law in motion. As I bless, I multiply. As I affirm, I magnetize. As I speak, I shape. The outer responds to the inner. The visible conforms to the invisible. What is seen bends to what is spoken. I do not adjust my belief to fit what I see. I adjust what I see by speaking what I believe. I say it boldly and without fear. My wallet is rich in vibration. My wallet is radiant with wealth. My wallet holds the fragrance of favor and the energy of expansion. The law is exact. It gives to each man according to his belief. If I believe in struggle, I receive it. If I believe in overflow, it comes forth. If I believe that my wallet is powerful, then the money must appear, the door must open, the check must arrive, the channel must be revealed. I do not need to know how, I only need to know the word, and I know the word. I say again with sacred rhythm, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. It attracts gold, because I have spoken gold into it. It attracts overflow, because I have not feared giving. It attracts plenty, because I have made peace with prosperity. I do not wrestle with increase. I do not resist supply. I do not apologize for abundance. I walk in it. I speak it. I wear it like a robe of royalty. The field hears me. The ethers know my tone. The law records my decree. I do not cry to be heard. I do not beg to be seen. I do not hustle to be filled. I speak. And it is done unto me as I have believed. The word is the worker. The word is the key. The word is the magnet. And so I repeat it again. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. I do not keep money away through low thoughts and words. I do not say money is hard. I do not say it's not enough. I do not say I can't afford. These are false beliefs, lies from the realm of illusion. I replace them now with sacred affirmations of truth. Money flows to me with ease. Supply is unlimited. My wallet is overflowing. My purchasing power is great. Divine resources meet every demand. My wallet is under grace and not under law, and as I speak it I feel it. I feel the current of wealth move through me. I feel the presence of provision surround me. I feel the energy of ease and delight. I do not struggle for what is mine. I do not strive where I should rest. I rest in knowing. I walk in assurance. I speak in power. I receive in joy. I take my wallet now and declare, you are not empty. You are not lacking. You are not forgotten. You are filled by divine right. You are overflowing with riches. You are the sacred carrier of my good. You are the instrument of generosity, the vessel of provision, the channel of miracles, and the vibration now grows. The magnetism now amplifies, the attraction now expands. The more I bless, the more I receive. The more I believe, the more I witness. The more I declare, the more I draw forth. And so I do not stop declaring. I do not stop praising. I do not stop affirming. I say it once more with the full force of divine knowing. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. This is not a wish. This is not imagination. This is law, and the law is always working. Whether I speak in fear or in faith, it works. I choose faith. I choose blessing. I choose truth. And I choose to believe in the wealth of God flowing through all things, even my wallet. As I walk through the day, I bless every transaction. I give thanks for every bill. I speak increase over every receipt. I declare divine circulation in every purchase, every gift, every exchange, for money flows in divine order. And I am always in the flow. My wallet is proof of my alignment. My wallet reflects my vibration. My wallet bears witness to my words. And I speak again. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. And none of these things move me. I now move deeper into the unseen truth that governs the visible world. The supply you seek is not out there. It is within, and it is spoken into form. You are not a beggar before fate. You are the mouthpiece of God, and the tongue is a creative instrument. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Therefore I say again, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, and my tongue has decreed it so. Every time I speak the word of prosperity, I build a magnetic field around my wallet. I surround it with the vibration of increase. I seal it in the certainty of divine right. This is no idle saying. This is spiritual architecture. I am building form from the formless. I am calling those things which be not as though they were. For the word spoken in faith draws from the great warehouse of substance and deposits it into time and space. I do not declare someday. I say now. I do not say if it's meant to be. I say it is mine by divine right. I do not ask permission from the world to prosper. I claim my inheritance from the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. My wallet, though small in size, is mighty in meaning, for it is a symbol of the place where spirit meets form, a place where the invisible steps into visibility. I declare now over the listener, your wallet is blessed. Your wallet is powerful. Your wallet is not a container of lack, but a conduit of plenty. Your wallet responds to your words, and your words are saturated with faith. Your wallet is now a magnet for unexpected income, surprising favor, sudden promotion, and unusual streams of financial release. Say it with me now. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. Not just occasionally, not just when the world allows it, but always, constantly, continually. As long as I hold the thought, as long as I speak the word, as long as I stand in truth, the field must respond. I am never denied. I am never too late. I am never outside the blessing. I am always aligned, always heard, always answered. I do not allow the voice of the world to cancel the vibration of heaven. I do not rehearse what man says about inflation or cost or hardship. I rehearse what Spirit says. All things are yours. Ask and it shall be given. Before they call I will answer. These are not merely words of comfort. They are laws in motion, divine guarantees, eternal contracts. My wallet is now a place of prophecy, a place of fulfillment, a place where seed becomes harvest and word becomes wealth. I bless it now with the blessing of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I bless it with the overflow of the widow's oil and the abundance of the fishes and loaves. I bless it with the riches of Solomon and the favor of Joseph. My wallet contains the vibration of all these stories, and the law knows no limitation of time. The past is no barrier. The present is no obstacle. The future is already forming in my favor. My wallet holds proof that I have spoken the word and the word is working. I do not measure with the eye. I measure with faith. I do not wait to feel rich before I claim it. I speak the richness first. I do not wait to see a harvest before I bless it. I bless the seed and I water it with gratitude. And so I speak again with holy boldness. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet, not because of luck, not because of effort, but because I have aligned with law. I have spoken truth. I have released faith, and I have let go of fear. I no longer ask, how shall I afford? I say, how shall I not, when God is my source? I no longer say this is too much. I say this is already covered by unseen supply, for the Lord is my banker. The Holy Spirit is my financial counselor. The Christ within is my abundance. The Word is my deposit. The tithe is my opening. The praise is my proof. The wallet is the ground and my speech is the seed. The harvest is inevitable. Everywhere I go, my wallet is radiating supply. It draws to me divine appointments, divine compensation, divine increase. It is not I who must chase the money. It is the money that now seeks me, for I am the one who has spoken the word. And the word has gone forth and will not return void. And so I end this section with repetition that seals the vibration into your very soul. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. This is the truth. This is the law. This is the unfolding. And none of these things move me. The word has gone forth. The magnetism has been set. The law has been activated. And I say again with full authority, my wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. The law does not forget. The field does not sleep. The universe does not ignore the one who speaks from alignment. Every utterance spoken in truth returns multiplied. Every blessing placed upon your wallet shall press outward until it touches the very corners of your life. I now anchor this truth into the depths of your being. You are not separate from supply. You are one with it. There is no delay in divine mind. There is no distance in spirit. The moment you speak the word, it is heard. The moment you bless the wallet, it is filled. The moment you release fear, the floodgates of provision open. You need not strive. You need not beg. You need only to believe, to speak, and to rest in the faith that the law is already working on your behalf. I declare now to all who listen, your wallet is a spiritual magnet for divine increase. Let the illusion of lack be dissolved. Let the lie of limitation be silenced. Let the fear of not enough be cast into the outer darkness where it cannot return. For your truth is abundance. Your truth is overflow. Your truth is that of the righteous, and it is written, the righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, and in famine they shall be satisfied. Speak it now with me. My wallet is never empty. My wallet is never lacking. My wallet is never forgotten. My wallet is a beacon of wealth, drawing all forms of good toward me by divine right. I give thanks for the unseen hands that guide provision. I give thanks for the perfect timing of spirit. I give thanks that everything I need is already moving toward me now. The supply is not coming, it is here. The riches are not delayed, they are unfolding. The wallet is not idle, it is active, charged, vibrating with the energy of expectancy and fulfillment. I no longer look at it with worry. I look at it with praise. I no longer open it with fear. I open it with faith. I no longer carry it in lack. I carry it in certainty. For I know what I have spoken. I know the law I have invoked. I know the truth I have declared. And so I close this spiritual journey with the power of repetition, the sacred seal of spoken command. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. My wallet attracts wealth like a magnet. I speak it, I believe it, I receive it. The field has heard me. The law is exact. The supply is secure, and my word does not return void. I rest in divine order. I rejoice in divine provision. I walk in divine magnetism, and none of these things move me.